Yo, what is up, everyone? Welcome to Fun Speculation, and this is going to be fun because we are going to be co-streaming BlizzCon 2023. We're going to have a lot of fun doing this because, hey, this is a newly acquired ABK Blizzard here, part of Xbox family, so it's going to be hitting a little different than usual because any announcements or anything like that have kind of big implications on Xbox and the whole ecosystem and stuff. So being that they're having a longer ceremony than usual as well, and rumors that had started last week on Xbox 2 from Jess Corden about some potentially cool announcements here. Going to be excited to see what they actually have in store for us today. So there's a lot to think about, a lot of fun speculation to be had, but I want to thank each and every one of you guys for joining in the stream and for having fun with us watching this show, because you could probably be anywhere watching this, but you chose to hang out with us, so thank you so much. So far, right, I think we may have more people joining us, but right now we got Jasper hanging out here. What's up, Jasper?
Yo, it's going pretty good. I was thinking about streaming Call of Duty, but you said, hey, we're going to go live with Blizzard. So I was like, okay, I guess we'll just do that. So yeah. I'll do that later tonight, maybe. And yeah, finish up Call of Duty. So that's what I've been up to.
Yeah. How much have you played so far?
I think I'm like halfway through. I think I got 7 missions left.
Yeah. How long have you played it?
About 2.5 hours.
Okay. People are saying you can beat it in 4 hours or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty short, but
I mean, they usually are kind of short, right? Yeah. I see a lot of talk about this, and we kind of had anticipated that this Call of Duty was kind of going to be kind of a piece together thing anyway, right? With all of the
I mean, you can tell that it was a rush job because the way the open world missions are, it's just literally the Warzone map, and you kind of run around a closed space.
Yeah.
Like, you could tell that that's what that was. So I mean, it's whatever. But
yeah, there was a lot of talk about from us saying that this might be kind of like put together because they were trying to kind of finish up that PlayStation marketing deal or whatever that they had in store. I don't know what's going on with that right now, but they had what Call of Duty was originally planned, supposedly, according to rumors that had happened like a year and a half ago, that this was going to be like an expansion. But instead it ended up kind of morphing into a full game. So they kind of pieced together the story missions and then some of the open Warzone type maps for the campaign.
So far, like, no spoilers, I'll say that the story is pretty good. If you followed the Modern Warfare reboot story, it's pretty good. But the overall like story layout of missions, the mission structure and stuff like that is very weak.
Okay.
But the story's good. So
yeah, right on. And I mean, it's gonna. I think most people are most excited for this game for the multiplayer and the zombies mode and stuff like that as well. So I think there's a lot of overblown stuff right now. I think it's interesting that with Call of Duty being first party now for Microsoft and Xbox, the amount of like extra hate things are gonna get. I think that's gonna be something that they're gonna have to get used to over there on the Activision side. But it is what it is. The same thing with that ad for the pop-up for the home screen when you turn on your Xbox. Like, they literally did the same thing with Starfield and Forza. Nobody ever said a word about it. But all of a sudden, you see one with Call of Duty, and you see articles that it's
the only problem I had with it like was I already bought the game, so why are you giving me the ad? That's the only problem I had. But I was like, whatever.
I get it. You know what I mean? And it's not everybody's gonna like that stuff. So I get people that don't like it or whatever. It's just funny that you see this much talk about it, and you didn't see any of that amount of talk about it.
The same thing on PS5, like, except the fact that, like, instead of pressing A on Xbox, you had to just go left on. I mean,
yeah,
it's
you gotta delete that whole tile.
I would rather just. I don't want any ads, but that's not going to happen on either console. So.
Yeah, right on. Yeah. Well, how are you doing, 3-bit?
Really, I'm doing pretty good. I've been working on some videos. So if you guys are in the London Underground, for some reason, it's like the London Tube. I think it's next to either Essex in England or something. I made a bunch of videos for Holiday Inn. So if you're for some reason traveling down there, you see a Holiday Inn video. it's probably me. So I've been working on that, and we were just finishing up that, and I had some time, so I was like, yeah, let's jump in. I want to see what BlizzCon is all about. I have no idea what to expect, if they're gonna go big and announce something like Starcraft 3, or maybe the unannounced survival game. No idea what to expect, but yeah, you're right. It has implications that could be cool with Xbox.
Yeah, it's different, man. I've seen some people say, BlizzCon's usually boring or whatever, and like, I don't know. We'll find out. You know what I mean?
It kind of is.
But I think there's going to be like a lot of different things. I expect kind of also like a lot of mobile stuff. And
I will say, don't go into this expecting like an E3, like announcement after announcement after.
Right.
It's going to be like, they're going to show like an image and then they're going to talk about it for like 30 minutes, if that, like, and then.
Yeah. So. They have, I mean, Blizzard's style too, though, is to announce things pretty early sometimes, right? And, there could be some interesting news come out of this. I am also curious how much, if they are going to acknowledge or talk about the them being part of Microsoft and Xbox now, right? Just to acknowledge it to their fans and say like, hey, look, we're not changing or whatever, or like we're still going to be the same studio making awesome experiences for you guys or whatever, or maybe they'll be like embracing it, saying, hey, we're super happy to be part of Microsoft, or like I am curious, or that maybe they don't even mention it, right? It's possible there as well. But how you doing, Fuzz? Thanks for hopping in with us, bro.
I'm doing great. Glad to be here. And I hopped in right as you guys were talking about the advertising thing. I'm also not a fan of ads, but that's whether it's Xbox, PlayStation, Steam even. I don't like that little ad when I open up an app and whatnot, but that's it. It's not like the end of the day. It's just it is what it is. I don't even like ads on streaming TV services or ads on YouTube or ads on streaming music, but it is what it is today. You're going to find ads no matter where you go. But BlizzCon, hopefully we get to see some Xbox related stuff and get to see what they have in store for us on PC at least, if nothing for the consoles. But yeah, this should hopefully let's see if they start the whole like Xbox family parade before the end of the year kind of thing. So we'll see.
Yeah, right on, man. Yeah, I expect that they're probably going to talk about Warcraft Rumble as well, because that launched last night, like a day early, and to a lot of success, actually. It was like trending #1 on iOS and Android yesterday, and a lot of people were actually liking it. So I expect some, like I said, some mobile stuff. I kind of think the opening ceremony, they're going to kind of touch on all their big franchises a little bit. But I am hoping maybe there's one big surprise. There's also been some speculation, maybe or wishful thinking. I better be probably better put as wishful thinking. Maybe they're going to acknowledge potentially bringing things to console or something. Some games that have been predominantly on PC, because we did have that controller update announcement with like hot mapping keys from keyboard and stuff like that. It was kind of interesting timing as well. So it's gonna be a long show as well.
I will say the one like thing that could surprise us is they skipped, I think, the last couple of years due to COVID. So this is their first year back in a while. So maybe they have this may be a bigger show and more announcements than they usually do. So we do have that going for us.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's kind of where some of this speculation's been coming from. I saw somebody in the chat said that Jez had kind of walked back some of his comments yesterday on Boom Show as well about I don't know. I'm going to go into this completely with an open mind and see what they have, and I'm not expecting the world. I'm expecting a studio focused show where they show a lot of stuff, that they have a ton of projects that they continuously work on, and we're going to get updates on that stuff. I'm also really excited to see what they show for Diablo, right? My beautiful wife Kaitlin in the chat says maybe put a countdown ticker on the screen. We'll work on that right now, babe. Thanks for that suggestion. Vic the motherfucking click with the $5 super chat says, I'm so pissed off that Microsoft put that stupid ad on my start screen. So mad, I bought the game and played 3 hours. Fake outrage on Twitter is fun. You got so angry you bought the game? How dare you, Vic? Supporting these atrocities. Man. But shout out to the chat. You guys rock. If you do like our content here, hit the like button, share it out, sub the channel, notification bell, and all that kind of cool stuff. We got lots of awesome people here hanging out. Hello to every single one of you. You guys rock, and we're going to have some fun with this. And I'm going to work on this countdown timer. So, but yeah, what would be the most exciting thing for you guys? Like, if there was like a big surprise, and I'm not saying there will be, but like if there was a big surprise, what would be the number one thing?
I think if they show off that new survival MMO or whatever the hell they're working on for Blizzard, if they actually show that off more than just a title card, like actually have like either a teaser trailer or even gameplay or something like that, depending on how far along they are. If they show that off pretty well, that would be the most exciting thing for me.
Right on.
For
that makes sense.
me, I think it'd be cool to get an announcement that World of Warcraft is coming to consoles.
Okay, that would be your biggest thing.
That would
Are
be-
you a World of Warcraft fan?
I used to. Been a while. I just didn't feel like playing it all the time. I don't know. I was a kid when it came out, so I was like using like money I got from like cleaning the house or like doing someone's yard.
Use your
Something like that.
you
Yeah.
use your cleaning money, your chore money
Yeah.
to pay for
Back
World
in
of
the day.
Warcraft. Right on.
Yeah.
It's a good use for
So
it.
yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah.
What about you, Fuzz?
Kind of hoping for something StarCraft related. I'm not expecting it, but it'd be kind of cool. Mainly here to see what they have for possibly season 3 for Diablo more so than anything. I think that's the more realistic, hope type of thing. But StarCraft, anything, whether it's revive the old, a new one, StarCraft Ghost, whatever, something. Oh, and Odyssey would be another cool thing to see. I agree with Jasper. If they can have some gameplay, definitely would be pretty cool. But
Yeah.
not expecting it.
Right on. I would be like, yeah, StarCraft 3 would be like insane for me. Like I'm not expecting it, but that would be like an announcement that would send ripples throughout the gaming world, because like that's a franchise that's been kind of dormant for a while, and I think it needs to come back. I think it needs to come back. And not to say that it would be coming out anytime soon, right? But like we said before, like they tend to announce things pretty early at Blizzard and kind of build up hype over a few years. So anything that's shown as well would have been already planned, obviously, before the acquisition. As this acquisition just happened, has it been 2 weeks now? 3 weeks now? I don't even. My mind and time is all fucked up.
Was it October? Was it like 13th or some shit like that? So yeah, it's been over.
That's right. It was Friday the 13th, right? So it's been, I guess like 3 weeks or so. I guess now 2.5, something like that. So yeah, I think any of these announcements obviously would have been planned, but it's also like, is there something that Xbox would be like, hey, can you just make mention of this, or you know what I mean? Like, do they?
I don't think Xbox has any hands in this right now.
Yeah, they just kind of like do your thing. We're gonna just watch and wait and see, what you do.
Got 2 super chat things.
If anything, I think the only last minute plan would have been that they make an announcement saying like, we're proud to be part of the Xbox family, stuff like that. I think that would be the only change that they would have done to the show.
What if like, do you think we see Phil like make a showing there just to like support Blizzard now that they're part of the family? They're at Microsoft and Xbox.
If he
or
does, it's
Sarah
gonna be
Bond,
that video ad that he always does for like certain stuff, like for the presentations where he's like on a Xbox stage. He's like, "Hi, I'm Phil Spencer," or whatever, and I want to welcome Blizzard to the family of Xbox. Shit like that.
Right.
But he's not gonna physically be there.
Back from the dead member for 29 months. StarCraft 3 would be nice with Command and Conquer absent for years. Yeah, for sure. Like the two RTS godfathers, Command & Conquer and Starcraft. It'd be nice if one of those came back in a big way. Mike Ibarra has kind of hinted at Starcraft before. Simu Liu, who's the actor that plays Shang-Chi in the Marvel movies, he had actually commented, because he's a huge gamer, and that he would love to see Starcraft come back or whatever. And Mike Ibarra had replied to that with like a wink face or smile or something like that, you know? So the little hints and teases that maybe they have plans to do something with that. But it's not something I would expect anytime soon, but potentially you could get an announcement of it like way ahead of time, just to kind of acknowledge, hey, we have plans for StarCraft. But one thing they could also do is try and revitalize StarCraft 2 a little bit. And one way you could do that is to maybe do some kind of big update for it. Maybe have it go cross-platform to go into
They did that
consoles.
StarCraft anniversary a couple years ago for the first one, where they like remade the first StarCraft. They didn't do that for the second one, I don't think. So
Yeah. When did the
But the
second
second
one come
one's-
out now? It's like not that old.
like 08 maybe.
No, is it that old? Really? StarCraft 2 already? It might be, actually.
It's been a long time. I mean,
Wow.
it still. I played it like maybe 7 years ago, and it was still pretty decent looking. So
Yeah, it still looks great. But yeah, this is interesting too because
2010.
2010. Wow, 13 years ago. Man,
Vic
time
also
flies.
and Kate. put
Yeah,
in a little-
I got those earlier. I guess you just weren't listening. It's okay though.
I guess I would.
Yeah. But yeah, the other part of this is that the impact that this has is pretty huge for Xbox, because you have another showcase now, right? Regardless if this is a big, huge thing where they announce amazing,
Yeah.
huge game announcements or whatever, it's another thing now that has
Meanwhile,
implications with.
Sony's like showcase.
Yeah.
Both of them were kind of awful.
Yeah, it just put into perspective. You had the huge showcase for Xbox in June. You had the developer direct back in January, right? You just had this other third-party partner show, right? You had the QuakeCon.
The pacing of that show was great.
You had QuakeCon, which wasn't a huge show or whatever, but they did have a shadow drop there for Quake 2 Remastered as well. You know what I mean? And then you have they did stuff at Gamescom. They did that where they actually shadow dropped Age of Empires 4 for console as well, right? And now you have BlizzCon, all in the same year, right? And meanwhile, also another big first-party game just came into early access for the campaign this week. So already, like we talked about, 3 weeks after this acquisition, major impacts in the Xbox ecosystem. Plus the mobile game that hit yesterday, Warcraft Rumble. It's just nuts to think about how big this is, and it really puts things in perspective now when you kind of start to see all this news and all these different things happening, how massive this was. And this is supposed to be Blizzard's biggest showcase they've had at a BlizzCon, at least in time, length of time, which to me tells me they have quite a bit of plans. Something else they could do is those World of Warcraft, maybe the biggest update we've ever seen for that, because there is another show that they have, or another thing in their schedule where it's like the future of Warcraft, right? Or future of World of Warcraft. So, and is that following, I think, directly after this?
I'm not sure, but usually those follow-up shows are to like an hour long, and they cover what was announced kind of at the opening.
Right, but what my thinking is, whatever the show is whatever the thing is that's following directly after this might be the biggest announcement.
Yeah, it says opening ceremony is at 11 a.m. and then 1:30 p.m. is WoW. What's next?
Okay, so just to put things into perspective, like if I'm trying to plan out the schedule for a show, right? My biggest, most exciting news is going to be the thing I follow up with first after the show.
I would say not necessarily, because like Diablo 4, when they announced that was like the last thing they ever that was like the final announcement of the entire con was, and Diablo 4 is coming out.
Right, but did they follow that up with the show right after with like a Diablo 4 thing right after it, or no?
No, it was just like Diablo 4, we're making it, and then that's the show, folks. Good night.
So what was the schedule like last year after the opening ceremony? What did they follow up with?
Well, there wasn't a show last year. I think the last show was it? It was either 2019 or 2020.
Okay, so they've had 3 years without a BlizzCon. That's just thinking about that too. Honestly, like that. Maybe they have quite a bit.
Did
of
they
stuff
used
to
to do
say.
it yearly, or has
Yeah,
it
it's
always
Yeah.
been pretty.
Mhm.
It was COVID shut
Oh.
it down. They couldn't have in-person events or
Right.
whatever in California. So
So, I mean, that's another thing to look forward to this. Okay, like you got maybe multiple years of news kind of stored up, right? Like, I don't know, man. I'm not thinking it's gonna be like the craziest thing, but like it's
So in 2019, it was opening ceremony, and then I guess you're right. It was Diablo 4 unveiled. So that was right after the open ceremony.
see, that's what I'm saying. Like, usually at shows, okay,
That
whatever
was that was the first day.
whatever the biggest news is usually what they, because you're building upon the big exciting news, right? You're building upon that, like, yes, we just had this huge announcement. Now stay tuned, because immediately after this, we're going right into covering and going more on a deep dive into what we just talked about, right? That's usually the format and how we see some of these things go on some of these types of shows. So, like, maybe the biggest news is involving Warcraft. Now, if they did announce like a Starcraft or something and it's like years away, I wouldn't necessarily like expect them to do a big deep dive on that yet. But World of Warcraft is a huge fan base. It's already kind of coming back a little bit. There's been a little bit more of a excitement about it. And is it time for them to kind of say, you know, this is the big next step? There's been rumors and speculation for a couple years now about them bringing World of Warcraft to consoles. Maybe you do that with the biggest update World of Warcraft has ever seen, and really try and get some hype behind it. Maybe World of Warcraft goes to mobile as well. Really go across all platforms and kind of explode it into something even bigger than it is right now.
sort of like a Diablo Immortal type?
Honestly,
situation?
like looking at the schedule, like now I'm thinking we don't even get a StarCraft or a survival MMO announcement. I think it's just whatever's on that schedule is what we're getting.
Yeah, we don't know anything about
Why?
that
What do you-
survival game right now.
what is-
Really,
I feel like if they were going to show off that, they would have like at least like a 15, 20 minute, 30-minute show, like saying, yeah, we're working on this. Let's talk about it. And it's like not even on the schedule. So,
but they're not going to
I mean,
have
why would
something
you want
on
it
the
on the
schedule
schedule?
that's not announced yet, because then that'll give it
Yeah.
away.
but that's why I'm saying you could just be like, and like surprise, like event or whatever at 10:30. And then you'd be like, something like that. You would just label it something different.
Is there any gaps in the time for the next couple days?
It's every hour pretty much for every hour today there's a new event, and then tomorrow it's like every hour and a half.
Yeah.
Hour.
Well, but what if they do it as part of this longer opening ceremony, but to hide the,
Yeah, 'cause the
you know,
I
'cause
guess. Yeah.
the opening
Yeah.
ceremony is 2.5 hours, right? Which is longer than they've usually done in the past. What was the schedule again on that one, Jasper? How long was
For-
that opening ceremony in 2019?
Let me go back and look it up. I think it was
I'll
just like
post the schedule on the chat.
Shout out to Sith Lord. Just became a channel member. Appreciate you, Sith. Absolutely awesome. Yeah, it's exciting times to be an Xbox gamer, man. It's like, it's crazy though in the PlayStation world. It's like you got to be looking at this kind of stuff, being like, man.
looks like it was about an hour and 40 minutes.
Okay, so this is a good like 40 minutes longer, 50 minutes longer than 2019.
This is they also usually do Q&As at the end, and
Mhm.
they're not going to have one this year, they said. So
Did-
a lot of people were disappointed with that. but-
Didn't they get shit for a Q&A they had back then? Like, or was it Diablo?
For their- it
Well,
was
they
for
got-
Diablo.
There was a
Immortal.
Diablo Q&A where they announced Diablo Immortal, and it's like, it's a mobile game, and then people were like, why the fuck are you making a mobile game? And then the guy's like, don't you all have phones?
Right.
And then, like
I mean,
every
he was
question after
right.
was like, why are you doing this? What is wrong with you?
Who was that?
But it ended up being super successful, so it's like in the end.
I remember there
I
was
mean-
one Q&A. I don't remember who it was, but this was a few years ago. And there was like a female audience member that was like, why are all your like female skins and characters like attractive women or whatever? And then somebody in the panel was like, who wants to play this ugly woman or something like that? I can't remember what they said, but it blew up on social media at that time. God, no, that wasn't Blizzard, was it? It could have been. I don't remember who it was at all. Do y'all remember that, chat? But it was like it kind of like
I
spread
remember
around.
the Diablo thing.
Yeah, I
don't know,
remember the
but,
Diablo
like,
thing too.
A
with
lot of
the-
shit has come out, like funny shit has come out of the Blizzard Q&As, so it's kind of disappointing they're not having it. Like, you got the whole red shirt guy meme. There's a bunch of like other stuff that's kind of like over the years has come out
Right.
of meme worthy stuff.
Yeah, they probably want to dial that down now that they're acquired by Xbox. They're like, well,
yeah.
a unified voice sort of thing.
Well, I think they've learned from their Diablo Immortal thing. They just don't want to get shit on if they
That
do
too.
something stupid.
Yeah.
We are expecting potential like Diablo 4 expansion stuff here as well, right?
Yeah, we'll probably get the next expansion announced. Like the big expansion, not like we'll probably get a seasonal update, but we'll also get like the actual expansion announcement for it for next year.
Right on. I'm still holding out hope for StarCraft, man. Like, I don't know. I'm all into RTS
seems
World
like it
and
could
stuff.
happen. Opening ceremony. It's
On
pretty
day
long.
on day 2, there is a K-pop group performing, and like StarCraft is huge in Korea, so that's maybe some crazy out there conspiracy theory, right? But like, you know what I mean? Trying to celebrate the Korean audience a little bit.
They're doing a K-pop like skin pack for Overwatch where you can play like they're selling a bunch of different like K-pop bands or whatever, so you can like each character is like represented as a K-pop star or some shit.
Right.
And I think that's where that K-pop announcements stuff is for.
It was just
for Overwatch.
interesting. We had to look that up when we saw that. It said like was it Le Seraphim?
Yeah, it was like LESSFRM or some shit. Like I don't know. It's weird.
Anyway, I don't know honestly if I've watched one of these live before. Maybe way back in the day, you know, if they were even on YouTube, but like Blizzard's been pretty quiet for a while until recently, you know. They were kind of in that, and this has always kind of been the history with Blizzard, is they've always had these like swells, and then they get like in development mode and really building up their franchises again, and then they start coming out, and then they kind of have a big comeback, and that goes like to Diablo 3 times when because remember around that time they had just brought back StarCraft and Diablo 3 and all these other things, right? And before that, there was like, oh, Blizzard, what are they doing? You know, like we used to love Blizzard, and that's just kind of what the talk was back in the day. But then they had like, it seemed like every year that around that time they had a massive release, you know, for like multiple years in a row. It was like Hearthstone, you had Heroes of the Storm, you had Overwatch came out, you know, you had all these different things like multiple years. And then they kind of like went quiet again for a few years. And there was like, oh, Blizzard's in trouble. Then you had all of the, you know, behind the scenes stuff that started coming out with ABK. And then it was like even worse, you know. But now we have, is Diablo Immortals had launched, and they had some little bit of controversy with some of the monetization in that. But then you had Diablo 4, Overwatch 2, you know, and you have other stuff on the horizon now.
China controversy where they like I forgot what it was, but they had to pull out of China, and then so
it's interesting that studio, because they have anytime they release something, like it's just fucking amazing quality, you know what I mean? Like, and then they have their ups and downs all usually as well, even within these games. Like Diablo 4 was amazing, then they just completely fucked up season 1, right? The season 0 was great, but like season 1 came out, they just like completely pissed off the fan base. They like made the game way too grindy and nerfed everything, and honestly, some of the content wasn't that fun that they had and stuff. But then, Diablo season 2, it's like complete 180 from season 1, right? So, always ups and downs there, man. Geezer Prime with the $5 super sticker says, "Hype, let's go." Pong Soul says, "Fun speculation missing the Rangers World Series parade today. Says it all. Big day. Let's fucking go." Man, I'm a big Rangers fan. But I'm just gonna be honest. Like these celebration parades and stuff like that, I just stay the hell away from. I went as a kid. My dad let me skip school, and he took me to the Cowboys Super Bowl parade in like 1992 or 93. It was the first of the 3 Super Bowls the Cowboys won in the 90s, and
Wow, I wasn't even born.
it turned into a flat out full-fledged riot. I mean, people were throwing...
that's what happens. Welcome to the East Coast. Every time there's a championship win on the East Coast for a sports team, you got couches burning in the middle of the street, cars flipped.
It was crazy. It became like a hugely dangerous situation. People were going nuts. It was like throwing glass bottles everywhere. People were running away and stuff. We had to like get on a bus. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I was like 10 years old, 9 or 10 years old. I was like, what the heck's going on? This is crazy, you know? We got out of there. You know, we didn't even get to see any of the players or anything like that. It was just chaos. So I stay away from any of these things. Like they expected 300,000 people potentially today at the Rangers parade in Arlington. And you know, there's a lot of Rangers fans in the DFW area, and we've been waiting 60
I didn't know
years.
that many people even watched baseball.
Yeah, baseball's pretty big, man. Now Dallas is a football city, right? Like more than anything else. All of Texas is like a football state. But I think like baseball like has a deep love here, as well as you know, basketball. And then we've got hockey, but like I would say in order, you probably got football, baseball, basketball, and then hockey as far as like the size of the fan bases anyway. So it's gonna be crazy, man. I hope everything goes well out there. I think it's going on right now, actually. So but man, maybe Blizzard announces a baseball game. I'm just kidding. No. Yeah, thanks, man. It was fun seeing that.
One day the Atlanta Hawks, or pretty much any Atlanta team, one day they'll win again.
Yeah,
because every game I go to, they like, even my good old Braves, they just lose. And it's awful.
Man, the Braves had such a long run on top of the National League. Man, like they had all the best pitchers on the same team. Like they had John Smoltz, they had
didn't win the World Series. Was it last year? I'm talking about like other teams. Braves are probably our best team. Every other team, like, were awful. And
so, who John Smoltz? I can't even remember off the top of my head. They had 3 amazing pitchers on the same team. I can't remember the other 2 off the top of my head right now. My mind's going blank. But anyway,
this is your sports talk of the Blizzard opening
ceremony. Sorry. So what else are we thinking could show up here? So Overwatch stuff, obviously. I think they're going to announce some more content updates for Overwatch.
Yeah, I'm hoping they, like, now that they're under Microsoft, maybe they'll kind of reverse some of that single player content. They did just put it out. They put out some of it this year. So I'm hoping they kind of double down on that, because that's what a lot of the Overwatch fans are asking for, is some of that single player content. We do know that it's been kind of taking a downhill because they overcharged for the Blizzard pack. So a lot of people got pissed off there. They've been losing players. And now they're doing this like K-pop skin pack thing. So like, hopefully they can see the writing on the wall that the decisions we're making aren't good. But we'll see.
Yeah. Pat and Alvin, thanks guys. And then Grim Tango. Yeah. My mind is going blank. Like Greg Maddux and then Tom Glavine. Yeah. Those are the other 2 pitchers from the Braves. Good old days. Yeah, they had like the 3
Braves,
best pitchers in the league pretty much at the same time. It's nuts.
They're the only team that could probably make it to the World Series. Like the Hawks, they're okay. We used to have
Not anymore.
not anymore. Yeah. Then we had a hockey team, and they basically went back to Canada. We had the Atlanta Thrashers, and they were like, "Screw Georgia, awful," and they went to Canada.
Yeah.
So we don't even have a hockey team anymore. And then
I
our
love the
football
hockey.
team. Yeah, I love hockey actually. And then you got
I mean, my state
football.
doesn't even have a
Falcons.
professional team in any sport. So.
Oh really?
Yeah. That is
Yeah.
y'all do have a Hall of Fame there in Louisville.
Oh, yeah, the baseball
Yeah.
sluggers. Yeah. I mean, we got the best college basketball team though. So there's that.
College is actually big.
Yeah.
So yeah. College football especially.
Mhm.
Do you think they announced? Do you guys think they announced stuff coming to consoles? Some of these PC franchises, like
I still say World of Warcraft.
It would be nice, considering that whole keyboard hotkey thing that they're doing for the Series 2, or the Elite controller and the adaptive controller. So, fingers crossed, maybe.
Yeah. Here's my thinking on that. Like, that's one of the big things with Microsoft and Xbox. Obviously, is right. Play Anywhere initiative. Okay. Now, if they announce something like that, it doesn't necessarily mean it's coming right away. It could be like a year from now or whatever, but they could acknowledge the plans to do that, or say that that's what they want to be working on. And there was already rumors about some of this stuff beforehand anyway, but it wouldn't make sense for me for Microsoft and Xbox to kind of have this Play Anywhere initiative and have these massive franchises from the Blizzard side that have skipped console before, and not think about bringing those over to console now, and I mean,
I just think World of Warcraft is the last one if they do it, you're more likely to get a Starcraft port or something like that before World of Warcraft.
Yeah, I mean, StarCraft's been on consoles before, so, and we've seen a wave of RTSs and stuff start coming to console
Has it?
Never before. Yeah, I played StarCraft 64 back in the day, dude.
Oh, StarCraft. I thought you said War. Oh.
Well, I think there was even a Warcraft game on console back in the day. Maybe I'm wrong, but not World of Warcraft, but Warcraft. Chat, let me know if I'm wrong about this, but like, was there a Warcraft game on consoles way back in the day? I know that StarCraft had come to console in the past, but I'm not sure about Warcraft. I think those are franchises that kind of need to be revived. But when they do get revived, I feel like they're going to be everywhere, with the Xbox's kind of Play Anywhere initiative type deal. Warcraft 1 and 2 were on console, Cyberwulff says. Yeah, that's what I kind of remember. That's what I kind of thought. Lad, welcome to the Speculators. Appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Valentine says, I only remember them on PC, the RTS ones. I mean, even Command & Conquer used to be on, now it's EA, and back then it was Westwood Studios, but those were even on console back in the day. Like,
I do not remember that. That's cool.
Because you guys fucking ignored RTSs, man. That's why they stopped putting them on console.
I mean, I was playing RTSs on PC. I never really played.
You're not wrong. The first RTS game I kind of enjoyed was Age of Empires. And then I realized that RTSs could be pretty cool. And then after that, I was like, maybe it's still like okay. I don't really like RTSs. And then Halo Wars came out, and I'm like, okay, RTSs are pretty dope. It just has to be, for me, I don't know. It has to grasp it my attention a little bit differently.
I've been playing fucking Age of Empires ever since I could walk. Like, I remember my dad had like an old like Gateway laptop from like '99 or some shit, and I would just sit there and lay on the floor and play Age of Empires.
Yeah, it's cool.
LeBurn98 said the PS1 version of Command & Conquer got me into the franchise and made me buy it for the PC. Yeah, I really got into RTSs with Command & Conquer. Also, my uncle played the original Command & Conquer, and I saw him playing. I was like, "What is this?" But my PC sucked ass, and I couldn't play it. So, but I remember they brought it out on console back then, and I played it on console, and always was a fan of RTSs on console. Like I never minded it, 360 had some great ones, and they kind of went away from it for whatever reason. They just couldn't establish the popularity on console very well back then, or something. And but we've seen a wave of it now. Not every single one's been a success. Like Company of Heroes 3 is not sold very well at all, and there's been layoffs at some of the studios and stuff over there from Sega that work on the RTS games. So not everything's been great, but on Microsoft and Xbox, they're super happy with Age 2 Definitive Edition. They brought it out, and it's kind of been like a Phil Spencer thing. He's like wants them to get these games on consoles, and
they just put out a new DLC for it, like on the 31st.
Yeah. They shadow dropped Age 4 on console. I really think the next StarCraft, or potentially even StarCraft 2, could end up getting a port. Like like let's say they did a bigger update for StarCraft 2. They put it on console. Could we see a little bit of resurgence and kind of build that team back up to get them ready to do StarCraft 3?
Probably.
Good thoughts, guys. Appreciate
Yeah.
I just don't know. I'm just thinking like they haven't had a show in like you guys said like 3 years, right?
2019.
4 years now, yeah.
4 years.
Yeah.
So obviously, I mean, they a lot of people are in the mindset that everything stopped when the ABK deal went on, but that's not true. They were still obligated to work on their games, and I'm sure they have a lot to show. From what I think Jez reported a while ago, the survival game was in a pretty good state, and some games, if COVID didn't happen, were slated to come earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just wondering if StarCraft was one of those games. I know it has a big player base. I'm just wondering if that was the franchise they chose to start working on, or if it is here, maybe it's still far away. Maybe they'll do a tease.
Yeah.
Just
Or
like
just
StarCraft
say,
is in
and
development.
we're like working on, just make some kind of
Yeah,
announcement like
if
that.
we get anything StarCraft, I think it's just going to be like a logo like SC3 or something, and then be like, that's the opening ceremony, folks. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Even that will be massive, though. Like if they do that, and I think like StarCraft is too big of a franchise, too big of a name for them to just like not ever do anything with again. It also is good for esports and stuff like that as well. So there's that factor that you can look at. So there's reasons like business wise why it makes a lot of sense for them to bring it back. They just kind of focused on other things for a while, and that team kind of got dissolved.
I think the hard part with StarCraft that they can't figure out is how do you monetize that and make it a service, because that's what Blizzard likes to do. They like to find a way to milk money out of people, and it's kind of hard to do that with an RTS.
Maybe
you can't
a specific mode you can do, or something like.
Yeah, but it's harder to
Microsoft
keep adding skin packs to it and stuff.
Microsoft is figuring out how to do it with factions. Like you just start releasing more factions and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I would look at Age as like kind of the factions. Not PlayStation.
Not
factions.
The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Oh
No, like factions are a thing in RTS games. Like it's basically the group you play as, like that has.
I mean, they did that with Halo Wars 2 though, but it really never it didn't change much. Like they kind of all played the same. Like I feel like Blizzard, like they would do like a new race or something, and it would like.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
I think Halo Wars had pretty much two factions, and they had variants of those factions.
Yeah.
Right. But like, diversifying it even further with expansions and other like updates and content can be big for those games. I mean,
the thing is though, if you monetize StarCraft like you would like an Overwatch or a Diablo, people are gonna fucking bitch their goddamn head off. I just like,
man, if back in the day, if they had kept releasing like new factions to play as for Command and Conquer or StarCraft, I'd been like all
but
for
you
that
know they're
shit,
not gonna do factions because that's more work. They're gonna sell you a fucking red paint job for your fucking blue marine or whatever and be like, go buy it for $20.
I think they could do factions. I think they could figure it out. I think they can figure out how to make like. I mean, like I said, Age of Empires is doing it,
Are we
right?
gonna see
Successfully.
like some Xbox branding in the show, or you think not yet? Like after we see a StarCraft 3 trailer, potentially they'll be like only on Xbox. Do you guys think they'll do anything like that? Or now they'll be like more
maybe
low-key
season
about it?
3 of Diablo be like, coming, early 2024 and the Game Pass day and date.
Yeah, I mean potentially like they were already. I mean, Diablo was already at the Xbox shows before, right? Like the Diablo 4 was marketed at the Xbox showcase the last 2 years. So
I think the Diablo Game Pass thing, I think that all depends on when the major expansion comes out. And I'm trying to decide, like, do they want to launch it in Game Pass before the expansion and then charge for the expansion? Or do they want to wait till after the expansion and then bundle that in with Game Pass? I would assume it would be probably before, so then you get into the ecosystem and be like, hey, buy our $40 expansion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
So, like, I could see it like maybe like if the expansions say like July, they would probably have Diablo dropping Game Pass in June at E3 show, and then you have a month to play it. And
So
then
you
the
would wait
expansion would come out in
after
July. Like
you would wait before the expansion or after the expansion?
I think you put it a month before just to get people in the game and playing it. So then shortly after, a month later, you drop the expansion, get them to come back.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Yeah.
Couple super chats here. Jax82 with the $2 says, anyone remember that RTS Populous? Yeah, it's a pretty popular franchise. I remember it. I wasn't into it like at all. I was just purely like mainly Command and Conquer back in the day. Drawn TJ with the $5 says, I'm still boycotting EA for not making a new true Command and Conquer. Plus they killed the servers on console. Yeah, I will say though, if you like playing skirmishes against the computer, those games hold up well. Like on console. So like the 360 ones, like Red Alert 3 and Command and Conquer 3 Tiberium Wars, both play really well on back compat and stuff. So give those a try if you haven't. Let's see what else we got here. Pong Soul earlier had he's lurking in the chat. Shout out to Pong. He said RTS equals video game version of setting up and playing with our old plastic army men, etc. That's why that's the way I've always seen it and why I love them. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way, dude. Like you kind of set up your base and then you have your like army and like it's
and you grab the green one and the tan one and you go pew 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 and then you throw the tan one down.
And I've never really even been super competitive in RTS. Like I did play I think the one I played the most online was Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle Earth 2 on 360. I played that a lot online with a friend, and we would do like co-op against other people because you do like 2-on-2 and stuff. But like I usually just like to play the skirmish mode against the computer and just take my time and like build up my bases, and every match is different,
The only one I really ever played online was Halo Wars 1. I played I like got really into that. We had like a group of friends with like 3v3 people. But the thing with like the reason I don't like RTSs online as much is because people find the one like strategy where it's like a rush strategy and they'll be like, I'm just gonna send 1,000 of these simple ass units at you before you can ever do anything.
Right.
It's like, okay, fuck you.
Still building your base, all of a sudden you're just like, eh.
So odds are for me though, I think we do see that survival game from Blizzard.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I think
we'll
that's
see,
closer than a StarCraft 3. Because that's
StarCraft,
seen, like, concept art,
just logo, shiny logo.
I mean, they announced it without telling us the name, right? And without giving us anything really to go by. You know what I mean? So like, I felt like people there might be expecting to see it, because they know it exists. Blizzard's acknowledged it, right? So, but I don't know what to expect from it. I don't know, like, if it's planned to come on console and PC right away. I don't know if it'll be exclusive to Xbox and PC. I don't know if it's going to be some kind of like MMO style based survival game or like what it's going to be really. But as a Blizzard survival game is very intriguing and interesting because one thing like Blizzard always makes is like very smooth games, right? Really well optimized games and stuff. And a lot of the survival type games out there are on
They're
PC.
super jank.
Yeah, a lot of them are super janky, right? Like honestly, one of the best and the smoothest survival games is Grounded, right? Which is it's kind of cartoony graphics and all that kind of stuff. But like thinking about what we could expect from a survival,
I'm kind of wondering if
Blizzard
it's
game.
like I'm kind of picturing like kind of an Ark style gameplay, but smoother and it's almost like if you would take World of Warcraft and you just kind of brought the cameras in super close and so that's kind of what I'm picturing is like kind of like a World of
The
Warcraft
survival
but
game.
mixed with Ark.
Did they say what setting it is? Is like a fantasy based, or is it like sci-fi, or do we even know that? Like, I don't remember what the initial.
Well, the
announcement
concept
said.
art kind of looked like fantasy, so it looked like it had like a woman in like a red cloak and she had like a bow. I think it's been a while since I've seen it, but
So maybe like a higher quality, like Valheim type game or something like that.
It's reportedly called or codenamed Odyssey.
Yeah, its codename is Odyssey.
And I don't see any details on like what it is though.
No, because they just
we
said
just
it's
know.
a survival game. That's all we
Yeah,
know.
I mean that's it
Yeah.
though. Yeah, I was just seeing if I seen any more details that has leaked or.
I think there was.
I don't know.
I think there was an image on Blizzard's site or on Activision's site.
yeah, they had two like concept arts for it.
Yeah.
We got 5 minutes to go, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and bring up this YouTube thing here, Jasper.
Yeah, I got it. It's 5 minutes left. Oh, actually, the first concept has like two kids. One of them has like a hoodie and a beanie on with a backpack, and there's a bicycle, and they're in like the edge of a forest. Top left, you see like an old like New York style city, and then the far distance, you see a floating castle like on a floating rock in the clouds, and then so it's kind of like a modern mix, like modern thrown into a fantasy world.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I like that style.
Interesting.
I'm liking this style. I'm wondering if it will be top down because when you mention survival, I picture what kind of Jasper is saying, a closer camera, but they could not do that as well.
I'm gonna bring up this article. This article is from Tech for Gamers. Says Blizzard's survival game is called Odyssey, nearly complete, is what this says. So that was in 2023. They said ready to be released this year. I don't know if that's like this
Shadow
is
drop.
if they shadow dropped the game today.
Available today.
That would be
Oh, man.
insane. That would be like, or that would be shattering. But this person's quoting, I think, stuff from Xbox 2 and Jez Corden. So, but there's a little bit of the concept art up here. You guys kind of see what Jasper's talking about. There's like this castle in the back. It's like a bicycle, and it's kind of like a mixture of like, it looks like a take of like modern day people caught in a fantasy world is kind of what it looks like.
We're spoken, everybody.
Yeah.
No.
It says, I'm just going to read this. Previous reports claim the game was codenamed Odyssey, but this seems to be the final title for the project. Jez further believes that the game is nearing completion, he said. He speculated that Odyssey would likely be multi-platform since the game is nearing completion. This could also mean that the game might be released much sooner than expected, potentially coming out on console and PC before the ABK acquisition is completed. This is back from April 8th.
Was it this year?
Yeah, this year. Previously,
okay.
Jez Corden revealed details on the game, including first-person combat with a bow and a similar aesthetic to titles like Everwild. So first-person? Interesting. The leaker further highlighted base-building mechanics. However, nothing has been confirmed for now. While Jez has seen footage of the game and has been highly reliable in the past, it would be best to take things with a slight grain of salt until official information is revealed. If it is coming soon, we should expect it today, but I don't, know, right? Fans can look forward to more details about the game this year, with many events like the Xbox Showcase and BlizzCon in 2023. Odyssey could be present at any of these events. Odyssey will mark Blizzard's first original IP in many years. The development team also doubled last year and is currently being led by former Far Cry 3 producer. Okay. Interesting stuff there, man.
Yeah, I mean,
I think this might be
might be it.
Announced today, Xbox exclusive or Xbox platform exclusive.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy, dude. John TJ with the $5 super chat says, fun fact, Creative Assembly, when making Halo Wars 2, they wanted to make it play like Command & Conquer, but 343 told them no. Yeah. I like Halo Wars. Honestly, I love Halo Wars. I don't mind its playstyle. I think what I want is EA to bring back Command & Conquer, and I want them to make more Halo Wars games in the same style as Halo Wars. So,
And I mean, I don't play a lot of RTSs, and Halo Wars was the one game where I'm like, this is fun. And I like the way I think it did a good I don't know, pipeline for other RTSs to do to console.
Halo Wars was, I think Halo Wars 2 was a huge step down. Like, in my opinion, Halo Wars 1 it was so much better. I don't know.
Feel that way too. I mean, Halo Wars 2 introduced some different enemy types and stuff
I feel like
that.
Halo Wars 2 tried to be like more casual friendly, and they kind of lost what Halo Wars was, and then the art style changed, and then they started just adding multiple factions, and it kind of lost its meaning.
It was a lot more, I don't know, maybe I just sucked online or whatever, but Halo Wars 2, I wasn't able to win a single. It was a lot more complicated to win, for me at least, but I really enjoyed Wars 1 more, for sure.
20 seconds.
All right, we're starting.
Halo Wars 2 DLC is fucking incredible.
Yeah, that was the best DLC, the Flood DLC.
Yeah. We got 10 seconds, everybody. Let's go. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
That's if they start on time.
Yeah, they never do.
Oh yeah, it's always a little.
Oh, my timer beat. Cool. All right, here we go. I'm gonna turn the audio up on this. I'm gonna make the screen bigger.
El show commence briefly, is what that means. The show begins soon.
En breve. The show begins in curse.
The diffusion via Ben Tot
Commensa. Oh, it's starting.
Here we go. What are they starting with?
M rated.
Nice stage. Oh, there's some hype going on there.
Yeah, I think a couple of people that we know in the community is there. Cool.
It's a ring.
Hearthstone. What is the cartoony game from?
That's the new mobile game.
Oh. Oh man. The ending of Diablo was so epic.
All right, everybody.
What's up, Psycho? I'm watching it now, brother.
Fucking graphics on this. Game on.
Game on.
This is BlizzCon 2023.
Welcome to an extra Xbox showcase.
Please welcome.
We got one more.
President of Blizzard Entertainment.
One more
Mike
Xbox showcase.
Ibarra.
Mike Ibarra.
Let's go, Big Mike.
I made Game Pass. Fuck you.
If you like Game Pass, you can thank that man right there.
How's everybody doing?
Fantastic,
Oh,
Mike.
man.
How are you, brother?
You know, this is the best gaming community in the world, hands down.
Yeah, the Xbox community is the best. That's right.
Thank you. Wow. Hello, BlizzCon.
Hello.
You know, it is so good to be back in person finally.
And being part of Microsoft.
All of us. I love you too. All of us.
Oh,
have missed
no,
this
don't
so
do that.
much. 4 years. It's been 4 years. You know
Psycho.
what I say to that? That's too damn long.
Yeah.
Where's our heroes of Overwatch at? Adventurers of Sanctuary?
Yeah. Sanctuary.
Defenders of Azeroth?
For the Horde.
And gamers everywhere, welcome! We love
You heard
sharing
that
what
guy in
we're
the
working
crowd.
on all the time,
Starcraft.
but to share it in person with all of you
That's funny.
and to hear your stories, it cannot be matched. Meeting you all face to face inspires us, and we put this energy and enthusiasm back into everything we do. Thank you all for being here.
You're welcome, bro. You're welcome.
In fact, we have tens of thousands of you here in Anaheim, California today, and we hope you enjoy the immersive experience we've created here at the show. We also have millions of people watching right now on stream.
We got 221
BlizzCon,
right here, guys. Let's go.
Please help me welcome everyone watching from around the world.
Hey. There's a lot of people in the live show.
Whether you're a hardcore or a casual gamer, or if it's been a while since you picked up one of our games, we're here to show you the Blizzard we are today and the Blizzard we are becoming. But BlizzCon isn't just about the latest updates from Blizzard. It's all about you. Players are at the forefront of everything we do, and we're devoted to supporting these incredible communities, communities you can be proud of to be part of. All of us, gamers, developers, and fans, we all are united in our shared love for gaming. The person sitting next to you or watching online and chat with you could be your next guildmate, teammate,
that Benji
or lifelong friend. We all have this in common.
I think that was.
I've always felt Blizzard brings players together a little differently. Our players have made
That's so
connections that span continents, languages, and generations.
He did use the fill line.
We all have that one story.
Players at the center of everything we
that
do.
incredible
pretty much, right?
play of the game, that clutch card draw, or that raid encounter that your guild barely survived. I know. I've been there too. I know many of us have friends we've met in one of our games. A friend who began just as someone we hung out with in game, but who was there for us to celebrate our real life wins or to support us during a difficult time. That's certainly been true for me. Thanks to my experience playing Blizzard games over the last 25 years, I've met most of my best friends from all over. And I'm so grateful that some of them are here today. Gus, Pika, Nick, Scoodles, and of course Billy and Kaylee, who put up with my raid wipes all too often. I always know that no matter what is going on in real life, they will be there. No matter what game we're playing, these friends are a constant I can always rely on. And I know many of you share that feeling. BlizzCon truly is about all of us, as players, as equals, as friends. As we bring these amazing experiences to more places, build technology that allows more gamers to experience our worlds, and create characters and stories more players can relate to, the Blizzard community grows. And more importantly, our friendships grow. All of us are so grateful to be part of this community. And in everything we do, we are in service to you. We know we don't do everything perfectly, but thanks to your feedback, we never stop striving to do it right. We are here to foster joy and belonging for everyone. We're proud of the worlds we build, but your experiences within those worlds bring them to life, and your connections with each other are what inspires us the most. Now, many of you may have heard the recent news about Blizzard joining the Xbox gaming
There we go.
family. Both Blizzard and Xbox believe that gaming is a unifier, that we should all be able to play anywhere and any way we want to play.
Oh, what?
That when the creativity of some of the best developers, artists, and storytellers in the world is fearlessly unleashed, everyone wins. With that in mind, someone is here backstage who'd like to say hello.
Phil?
Oh, Phil's there.
Right there.
Let's go.
Over the years, he
Bring
and
him
I
up.
played a
Bring
bunch of
him
games together. Please join me in welcoming my friend, our friend, the CEO of Microsoft Gaming,
Let's
Phil
go,
Spencer.
Let's go. Xbox Showcase, bro. Phil's there. Let's go. Oh, he's pumped right now. He is so pumped.
Thank you, Mike.
Bro, this is such a contrast to the video
And
game
hello,
world.
everybody, BlizzCon. This is my first BlizzCon ever. And it's great to feel the energy in the room. You are the reason we make games. Your love for these games truly is inspiring. I recently have spent so much time playing Diablo 4 with my friends. Season 2 is awesome.
Same, Phil. Same.
And I can tell you that I can't wait for you to see what the team has planned for that game. It's going to be awesome. Blizzard occupies a special place in the gaming industry, for me as well. Throughout Blizzard's history, they've pioneered and refined so much across the gaming industry, and many of you here today have been a part of that journey. Think of Diablo. It propelled the action RPG genre forward. Starcraft.
Give me.
Is that the same guy?
Spawned the foundation of what
No, it's a
esports
different
would
guy.
eventually become. And with StarCraft 2, it was a major catalyst for the evolution of
StarCraft
games
Game Pass.
as live entertainment.
Starcraft.
World of Warcraft. Changed not only how people developed and supported games, but really it introduced a much wider audience to the concept of online communities. And Overwatch not only reimagined gameplay, but also the representation possible in class-based shooters. Blizzard's influence is everywhere, and because of its enduring legacy and phenomenal revolutionary development, with a care and a craft that is incredibly rare in this industry. Our commitment at Xbox is to bring more great games to more players in more places. And now that Blizzard is part of Xbox, we will nurture the essence of what has made Blizzard unique. We're going to empower our new colleagues in a culture of trust, inclusion, and collaboration to continue what they do best, redefining existing genres, creating new, never-before-seen experiences, and uniting players globally in new ways, in Azeroth, in Sanctuary, in near-future Earth, and beyond. It has been a privilege to welcome the teams at Blizzard to Xbox, and I'm honored to be able to be here to help welcome all of you to BlizzCon 2023. Having seen what's in store for players, I can say the future of Blizzard is brighter than ever. And you all have so much to look forward to in this show.
Oh, man.
So I'll get out of here, let you see the show. Thanks, everyone, for the warm reception, and have a great time at BlizzCon. Thank you.
How about that?
How about that, Mike?
You know, part
That's
of
my
what
new
makes this
boss.
such an exciting time for Blizzard
Again.
is that we've never been more empowered, free, and dedicated to holding true to what makes Blizzard unique than we are today. We are accountable for creating this next chapter of Blizzard with all of you. We take this responsibility very seriously as we learn, grow, and get better every day. This is the start of a new era. So much more is possible, and you'll see some of that over the next couple days. Coming up, you'll hear from some new friends and some old friends who are returning to the BlizzCon stage to show more about the games and the worlds we all love.
Old friends?
Before I go, I want to take a moment to thank our Blizzard team. You...
There's a guy that truly cares.
You are some of the most talented individuals on the planet. And collectively, we are capable of building the most legendary universes in gaming. Our future, our creative freedom, our path forward is truly our own. And I know we all stand together with a singular goal: to exceed player expectations and foster and support each other. Thank you for everything you do. BlizzCon, many of the Blizzard team are here today in Anaheim, working hard to ensure you enjoy your time here. We all love talking to players, so please don't be shy. Come up and chat with us. Finally, on behalf of everyone at Blizzard, we want to say thank you. Thank you, thank you. From the bottom of my heart to our players, past, present, and future. Thank you for your passion and your honesty. And most importantly, thank you for being part of our communities. This is what BlizzCon is all about. Everything we do is for all of you, and it's an honor to be a part of these worlds with you. Now, welcome to BlizzCon.
I mean, Phil being there really put the staple on this of it being an Xbox show, right?
Yeah.
You wanted to see if there was more out there. Well, see for yourself.
I'm gonna kick every one of you in the face.
Make an Overwatch movie.
Do something! I'll see you at the finish line.
Did you really think this would be a fair fight?
Oh my god. That was disgusting. Yo, nerf this!
Mama's got you!
I am him!
I'm in my widow era now. Wow. And you out there, the fans, it's been a joy to share this experience with all of you. Thank you so much.
Come on. It's time.
Please welcome Overwatch Game Director, Aaron Keller.
You guys played a bit of Overwatch too?
Yeah,
A
I
little
know
bit.
just a few hundred hours.
Hello, BlizzCon!
Just kick my butt in Overwatch too.
Ever since we first revealed Overwatch in 2014, you have grown this universe into something truly unique and beautiful. Every single day, we see millions of players jumping into matches, forging new friendships, and showing off their skills. We launched Overwatch 2 last October, and it has been such an incredible year. Since then, you've been crushed by Diva's mech over 26 million times, had more than 79 million lives saved by Baptiste, and played 65 years worth of prop hunt. I love prop hunt. The development of Overwatch is first and foremost focused on you, our players. We want our game to represent this global community, from the release of our Samoa map, to our celebration of Pride, to our first tie-in Peruvian heroes, Lifeweaver and Alari. We also want Overwatch to recognize those focused on achievement and prowess, and released our new progression system and the first set of hero mastery courses this year. And for those that just want something a little different, we've run April Fools and released a dating sim, an actual dating sim, Loverwatch. Listening to your feedback is important to us.
Yeah,
and it's driven the team to look at changes to some of the core systems of the game. We've been hard at work on an overhaul of our competitive system, and we'll get into that a bit today and a bunch more over the course of BlizzCon. And there is so much more to come. We'd like to give you all a glimpse at as much as we're able to show you coming next year. And boy, do we have some fun things to talk about. So let's get into it.
10-year anniversary next year.
To share our first big announcement, I am honored to introduce the art director of Overwatch, Dion Rogers.
Let's go, Dion.
Sorry, I'm a bit excited. The energy is awesome in here. You know, Aaron and I have been working on this universe since before Overwatch had a name. Working together with an incredible team back at Blizzard. Many are with us today at BlizzCon. Creating such an incredible game with so many amazing people and seeing what it means to you all, it's meant everything to us. And out of all the things we work on, one of our favorites is to create new heroes.
New hero announcement.
Please don't be a
You know,
shitty one.
Overwatch
That's like
is
5
full
have
of
been shitty.
big personalities, and it takes a special individual to really stand out.
It's Hobo
And
Lewis.
the team has been working hard to make sure no one could predict who this next hero is. We haven't leaked any articles. We haven't leaked the spray.
Is it Winston's
or two.
brother?
And we've left 0 hints, especially not in our recent Samoa map. Now, who's ready to meet the newest hero?
The guy from Moana.
Sorry to keep you all waiting. But now that I'm here, let's have some fun.
Yep, it is.
Yep, that's my name, all right.
Mauga.
And this right here is Gunny. And she can line up the whole dance floor.
Oh, he is.
This one's
That's cool.
Cha-Cha. He's a sensitive little fella, a real hothead. And when I fire them both, it's double trouble. Actual gameplay footage. Going so soon, I'm gonna miss ya. tell me that's it. Both hearts pumping.
This seems actually like pretty good.
I got your back.
Yeah.
So he's
For now.
heals and fucking his tank.
Here I come.
Might have to balance him out pretty quick.
We got him where we want him.
Dude, that might be OP.
Infinite ammo in his little bubble.
Unbelievable.
So was I worth the wait? We're gonna have a hell of a time.
That's pretty cool, actually. I want to try him out.
That's awesome.
Kinda
I
called
love
it.
that trailer. We had a lot of fun working on
It
it.
was Maui from Moana.
It's amazing to finally announce Malga. He was first introduced, you guys know, 4 years ago in a short story, and he's been the subject of a lot of fun theories. Ever since that first introduction, fans have been asking when he may become a playable hero. We're excited. We finally have our first Samoan hero. Malga, his name, it means mountain in Samoan. He portrays himself as this big, loud brute. However, this is just a facade. He's a cunning tactician, always one step ahead of his enemies. One of the core goals whenever we make an Overwatch character is that people see themselves in our heroes. We're always striving for greater authenticity.
What is it? Just fucking made for Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
And with Malga,
Yeah, because I don't
got a
see
lot of help,
myself in
actually.
him.
Even his tattoo was
Not a
created by an amazing
bulky,
Samoan
tattooed
tattoo artist named C.E.
Samoan.
Lufau. Malga's super fun. It was awesome. Malga's super fun to play. He's easy to learn, hard to master, with what I like to call a brutal but cunning play style. We hope you love him as much as we do. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Join us later today for a Malga Deep Dive panel taking place here at the BlizzCon Arena and online for people at home. We'll talk with the team that helped create Malga and also how to best utilize his amazing abilities when he joins Overwatch in Season 8. Finally, we know Malga's going to be pretty awesome when he joins competitive play. But before then, some of the best players in the world are competing in this weekend's Overwatch World Cup. Let's check it out.
What can I say except you're
Legacy.
welcome?
A legacy is forever.
Oh
All
my
year
God,
long, teams
look at
around
that
the world
play.
have battled, chasing glory, hoping to etch their homeland in the history books.
That is insane!
He's still fragging like a madman.
And it's a 5-man rampage.
Oh, what?
Oh
They've
my God,
tasted
he's going in there. He got a
They've
triple, a
overcome
quadruple.
defeat,
He
and
just
all
wiped
along,
the whole team.
The hopes of their fans have lifted them up.
Absolutely beautiful.
And now, at long last, the Overwatch World Cup finals are here. And for the first time in 4 years, we're all together once more, back to where it all began. Each team can see their name on the championship trophy. The community has rallied behind them, and the wait is finally over.
I've missed you dearly.
The Overwatch World Cup finals start now.
Please welcome Overwatch esports host, Zoe Gschwind.
Am I gonna do Mauga cosplay? That would be a negative.
Fantastic to see all
Be a
those
negative.
memories on the big screen. And we're here to make some more. What's up, BlizzCon?
What up?
It's so great to be back here after 4 years with the Overwatch World Cup. This event has always been such a special event because it truly serves as a worldwide tribute to the beautiful and diverse Overwatch community. This weekend, we get to celebrate teams and players from around the world, each with their unique takes on the playstyles, their different personalities. We're going to see different metas emerge even. It's just very exciting to see familiar faces, big household names in the competitive Overwatch scene take the stage, form those star-studded lineups, Fearless, Super, Gushue, and the likes. But each year, we also get to witness new players emerging onto the scene, taking the spotlight. It truly is a special event for a special community, and I'm very honored and truly happy to be part of it all. Now, I know that all of you here in Anaheim and everyone watching at home is joining us from all over the world. As you can see, so are our players. Among them, a former 3-time World Cup champions, Team South Korea, and the only team that managed thus far to stop their reign, and that is the United States of America. That's right. I tell you, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. If you watch the group stages and if you watch the first game today, tough competition ahead for Team USA. And if you want to find out if one of our former champions will remain victorious or if one of the other 6 teams will seize their inaugural season title, make sure to join us. Not only will you be treated to fantastic gameplay, of course, no, you will also earn special drops all weekend long on the Play Overwatch Twitch channel. Now, we have a lot of amazing Overwatch 2 action on the horizon and so much to play for our teams. We got over $500,000 on the line and counting, raised directly by all of you, our passionate and amazing fans. Yeah, give it up for yourself. Now, of course, the winning team will walk away with a big bag, but this year, each and every single player out of the 43 teams participating will be earning a share. And this is unprecedented in Overwatch esports history, and it would not be possible without all of you. So once again, thank you so much.
Start a fun speculation
tomorrow
team.
Night, we will be crowning the 2023 Overwatch World Cup champions, and you can catch all the matches and all the action live in Holby, as well as, of course, on stream. I'm going to be there. I'm looking forward to seeing some of you as well. And now, please welcome back Aaron with a few more things to share on the game side.
Thank you, Zoe. Mauga is awesome. And the World Cup matches all weekend will be so much fun. But Overwatch has another thing happening here at BlizzCon. Earlier this week, we launched a new limited time game mode and special skins as part of an exciting collaboration with LE SSERAFIM, one of the biggest K-pop groups in the world. Everyone can jump in game right now to take part, as well as check out their brand new music video for Perfect Night. And in honor of this collaboration, LE SSERAFIM will take the stage and perform in the arena tomorrow after the community night ends around 6 p.m. Pacific. Working on partnerships like this, or what we did with One Punch Man earlier this year, are incredibly fun. Yes. They provide us, both the dev team and you, the players, a chance to experience some of our favorite universes and artists through the unique style of Overwatch. And next year, we have even more of these for you all to geek out about. Sadly, we can't reveal what those are all just yet, but maybe there are some other things coming in 2024 that we could give you a hint about. The Overwatch team has never had such clarity of vision when it comes to the future. From direct feedback, we hear what you love and want us to focus on. So, who wants to see a few of the things we're working on for next year?
Oh, you mean like the single player you promised 7 times and canceled 7 times?
We are creating a brand new core PvP game mode, Clash.
Yeah.
In this new competitive mode, there are 5 points positioned in a row. The center point starts as the first objective, and the teams battle back and forth over the map, pushing into enemy territory or defending their own. Once a team captures all 5 points or reaches the maximum score, they win. Our initial Clash map is a tribute to a location we showed at Overwatch's first BlizzCon. And it's one of my personal favorites. They say cherry blossoms are a sign of rebirth and rejuvenation.
Back to the castle.
And in 2024, a rebirth of one of the original Overwatch maps is in order. Within the Clash mode, we are returning to the home of the Shimada clan with the new Hanamura map, Hanaoka. Additionally, we are working on overhauls to some of our most important in-game systems. Overwatch is a highly competitive game, and in early 2024, we'll release a reworked version of our competitive system with all new competitive rewards. And with Seasons, one of the team's goals has been to create themes that speak to so many of the cool and awesome things that we all love. Next year, you'll experience Eldritch Horror, Egyptian mythology, witches, and even a mirror universe where heroes become villains and villains become heroes. And of course, Overwatch is nothing without its heroes. Mauga is the 39th hero in Overwatch, and in 2024, we'll be releasing 3 more, and we want to give you a glimpse of 2 of them. A new damage hero Venture is coming in Season 10, and a support currently codenamed Space Ranger in Season 12.
Space Ranger!
And this is just scratching
Buzz
the
Lightyear.
surface of
Space Ranger.
everything we have in the works. Join us tomorrow here and online, where we go in depth on all of this in our What's Next panel. It will have more information on Clash,
Yeah, another support.
the
The last
reworked
3
competitive
have been
system,
complete dog shit.
a closer
so let's
look
make
at
another
Space Ranger, even early gameplay footage of Venture, and so much more. And lastly, for the first time ever during a BlizzCon, not only is our next hero playable in the Overwatch Hall here in Anaheim, but all of you at home can play Mauga all weekend in-game, including Quick Play, going live right after the BlizzCon opening ceremony concludes.
Just release them then.
Yeah.
Playable.
Should
Release them.
Should have said playable now.
We know
That
you'll
has a
love
little bit
him
more impact.
just as much as we do. Thank you all. We'll see you in game.
I guess they'll do the testing or look at
By
the
the
statistics
blood
to see if they need to balance
of
it
the
more.
willing.
Yeah, you mean get the feedback so they can make the balancing adjustments?
Mm-hmm.
Diablo time.
Yes!
Let's go.
Dude, I am shaking so hard.
Congratulations, the game is out!
Oh, I'm pumped for Diablo 4. I think it's gonna be the best.
What if you guys play it right now?
Hell yeah, really?
Yeah.
I will cry. That would be amazing.
This is awesome.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, that's so pretty.
Go!
Run! We really are doubling down on this idea that you can look the way you want, you can play the way you want, you can really make your own fantasy in this game.
She looks like me.
The way he comes in is crazy.
Oh my god, the butcher.
Boy! Instantly died.
They revived me!
I'm gonna find some demons and I'm gonna shove my green foot right up there.
Level 100! There are literally like goosebumps.
Go down a bit more, go down a bit more, go down a bit more. You got her! Yes! Let's go!
Will you fight the darkness?
Break the chains and be beautiful in sin.
Hell, blessed mother.
Let's go.
You can pet the dogs, by the way.
Diablo. Let's go.
Please
First,
welcome
here we go.
the General Manager of Diablo, Rod Ferguson.
Run.
How's everybody doing? Having fun?
You think he's going to make his malignant tunnel joke again, guys?
Well, you know, watching that was such a great reminder of what a fantastic community we have and what an exciting year it's been. Now, you might have missed it, but in there was a clip of a blind gamer, TiMMEH, defeating our hardest boss, Uber Lilith. Now, we strive to make Diablo as approachable and as accessible as possible, and watching clips like that make me and the team extremely proud. And of course, I love the tattoos. You know, I still can't believe over 1,000 people got permanent Diablo tattoos at our Hell's Inc. events, including me. And so, you know, Necro main for life.
Yeah, Necro. I knew I liked this guy.
We talk a lot about the last BlizzCon 4 years ago, and back then, you know, the Diablo community was hungry for even more experiences in that dark, gothic place caught between the high heavens and the burning hells, a little place we call Sanctuary. And in that time, I've been very fortunate to work with some of the best developers in the industry, people who love Diablo as much as the rest of us. And it was their passion and dedication to this universe that released a great new Diablo game every year for the last 3 years. Diablo 2 Resurrected brought the return of the classic that helped define the genre. Remastered. I love Diablo 2. So it's remastered for a new generation now for PC and console. And Diablo Immortal brought Sanctuary to mobile for the first time, bringing millions of new players into our universe. In fact, you might not know this, but 60% of Diablo Immortal players have never played a Diablo game before. So we really welcome them to our universe. And then, of course, there's Diablo 4. Now, it was that kind of excitement that made it the biggest launch in Blizzard's history. And it means so much to the team to see how you've embraced it. You know, we've played over 1.5 billion hours together so far, and it's your love for the game that drives us. Thanks to you, we've made a lot of changes over the last 5 months. In fact, our patch notes for Season of Blood, our second season, were over 14,000 words long, because that is how much our community has influenced and will continue to influence the evolution of Sanctuary. And if you haven't yet made that leap into the darkest Diablo story ever told, now is the perfect time to pick your class, build your character, join Phil Spencer, and see what the hell it's all about. And with that, I'd like to introduce Diablo 4's 2 production directors. They help lead the teams who are building everything we do today and everything moving forward. Please welcome Tiffany Watt and Chris Wilson. Woo!
Thanks, Rod. Hey, BlizzCon. The last time I was on stage, I was helping to announce Diablo 4. To be here today with all of you is so awesome.
The launch was incredible. We're really excited to be here today to share what's coming next. But first, let's highlight some of the player feedback that's in Season of Blood today. So many of you have told us that you wanted more in-game activities. So we've given you a couple this season. One now, and another coming early next month. So live now is our new boss ladder. This is a series of additional boss fights from level 55 to 100 that will also see the return of our kind of gross but farmable and rewarding friend Duriel, who you can go after for Uber Uniques that everybody's been sieging for. And with those new bosses dropping both Uniques and Uber Uniques at a much higher rate, and even dropping some special cosmetics, you're going to want to make your way to level 100 so you can fight them all. So in the Season of Blood, we've rebalanced the end game, letting you get to level 100 about 40% faster than in Season 1.
Yeah.
I know I've been taking advantage of that experience boost, and I have 2 characters in Season 2 already. Of course, all that leveling is about getting that amazing loot. So we've also changed how item power works. We've raised the power cap, and it's now more closely tied to the level of monster you defeat to get it. The more challenging the fight, the better the loot. There's still lots of work to be done with reworking itemization. In fact, it's one of our highest priorities. But this, along with upgrades to some of our unique items, is a great first step. So please keep that feedback coming. Now let's talk about quality of life. Here's a few improvements that came directly from you. All of your renown rewards now carry over season to season and from the Eternal Realm. Additional character slots. We added 2 this season, so you can create even more characters and try different builds. A targeting dummy has been added to Kiovishad as you can test, so you can test those builds before you run into the butcher. Searching and filtering your stash is now possible, and your stash is now available in every town in Sanctuary. World bosses appear almost twice as often, so you can die almost twice as often. And we've also freed up some inventory space.
Wait, people die on the world
gems
bosses?
a crafting material to make
Sometimes.
even more room for those uber uniques. Those are just a few of the new additions already in the game, but we're not done with Season of Blood yet.
In fact, starting next week, we'll introduce 5 unique class-specific rings that will let you relive some of the fun from Season of the Malignant. That's right, Necromancers. Once again, corpses will automatically do your bidding just by being in your presence. Then on December 5th, we'll also be adding an enchanting preview to the Occultist. So this will allow you to see which affixes are possible before you spend your hard-earned gold.
Nice.
It's just another way to give you even more control over making just the right
wasting $1
build
billion.
for the challenge.
Yeah, exactly.
Also on December 5th, as promised, we'll have another exciting new in-game activity, a 6-week event called Abattoir of Zir. It's a highly replayable pinnacle experience designed for players who have reached level 100, slain Uber Duriel, and mastered all of the other challenges that Season of Blood has to offer. Those who survive will attain a paragon glyph constructed of the Vampire Lord's very own blood. But beware, Abattoir of Zir starts difficult and only gets harder. And of course, as we near the end of Season of Blood, it'll be holiday time, not only here, but in Sanctuary as well. Our first ever holiday event, Midwinter Blight, starts on December 12th.
You can buy you a Santa Claus skin for $30.
3 weeks, we're going to transform the Fractured Weeks into a winter terrorland, and it'll bring a whole new meaning to the word sleigh
I
ride.
just want a reindeer mount.
And be sure to keep your eyes peeled for a mysterious red-cloaked terror.
Nothing is as terrifying as Chris's puns, but I will be sure to check out Midwinter Blight. From there, we are on to Season 3. We can't go into too much detail now, but with the endgame being so important, let's talk about leaderboards. We're creating a whole new type of weekly challenge dungeon called the Gauntlet, where the heroes of Sanctuary can compete for their class ranking against their friends, their clan, or anyone in the world. Watch out, Mike Ibarra, I am coming for you. At the end of each week, the heroes with the highest rank will be added to the Seasonal Hall of Ancients, where their name and build will live on. So, that's a quick look at where we are today. And while the live game is our #1 priority right now, we have a separate Diablo 4 team that's been working hard on our next chapter.
Yes.
So how about a little teaser?
Yes. How about a little teaser?
It's super early, but as we look to expand on the story we started in Diablo 4, we're going to take you somewhere even darker, where hatred's influence continues to consume Sanctuary.
We have each played a part in what has happened here. You abdicated your choice to this child. And with every step she takes, I grow stronger. There will be no salvation in the light.
Vessel of Hatred. Ooh. That was a pyramid.
They'll have the Witch Doctor for the playable character.
Yeah, it looks like a new
Vessel
area
of Hatred is Diablo 4's first expansion.
Was that like a Mayan style pyramid?
It was like jungle.
Its campaign will continue.
You could
the
have
dark
like a
tale
Mayan
that
or like
began in
Aztec
Diablo
type
4, as we
character
learn
instead
the
of a
fate
witch
of
doctor.
the prime evil Mephisto and his demonic plans for Sanctuary. To do that, we'll be visiting a region new to Diablo 4 and a fan favorite from Diablo 2. The lush jungles known to outsiders as Torajan, but known by the locals as Nahantu. With this new story set in a mysterious new region comes new ways to play, new evils to vanquish, and, of course, a completely new class never seen before in the Diablo universe.
Yes, new one. Let's go.
Demon Knight.
What is it? What is
Vessel
it?
of Hatred releases late next year, and we cannot wait to share more about it this summer.
Now, before we leave, we want you to know that it's your passion that drives us. Your feedback will continue to help us evolve and improve the Diablo 4 experience for years to come. We couldn't be more excited about our future, and we hope that you are too. Our team has put in a lot of hard work, and we love seeing your love for this game. So please join us tomorrow. We have a special Diablo 4 campfire panel where we'll be sharing more details about the expansion, deeper dive on some of the upcoming game changes, and we'll also have a special Q&A session to close it out. So enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you, and we'll see you in Sanctuary.
Blood Nine.
Buy World of Warcraft, install it on your computer, and join the online sensation before we all murder you. All right then.
Welcome
to the world of Warcraft.
Watch that.
I'm a chef.
Have you noticed it?
And I'm a shaman. I'm Mr. T, and this is my night elf mohawk.
T, there's no such thing as a night elf mohawk.
Shut up, fool!
This role-playing game where heroes like
Wow, it's
Leroy
interesting
Jenkins
going
do
back
battle.
and seeing all the shit they've done.
That would be the world of Warcraft.
You're a player in the NFL, but what you're most proud of is that you've rated third nationally in dungeon progression.
Timing was perfect. That was fire.
For the Alliance!
For the
For Azeroth!
Ready to work.
Please welcome the General Manager of Warcraft, John Haidt.
Hi.
And thank you. And we are ready to work. Anybody here for Warcraft today? Yeah! Big shout out to the Warcraft teams. They are so happy to be here today. We have so much cool stuff to show you. So give it up for my Warcraft teams. Can you believe that almost 30 years ago, a dispute between orcs and humans led to one of the longest running fantasy adventures in video game history? Right? Generations of players have called Azeroth home. Teenagers that first played Warcraft when it was released, I know you're out there, are now parents. Right? Raising new heroes to take on the raids and battlegrounds of this timeless adventure.
Bunch of old fucks.
It's those shared stories of Azeroth, both in-game and out, that make up this universe. Today is a great day for Warcraft.
Why? Tell us why. Why is it great?
For the Horde!
This is the beginning of a bold new chapter.
World of
that will
Warcraft,
take us
the
through
movie,
the next
the sequel.
3 decades and beyond. Oh yeah.
3 decades. What?
With a variety of games to entertain you, we welcome everyone to find your community. Okay, Alliance. Just
that like a
practice. We're
roulette
going to give you
wheel
a
bind or
chance to
something?
do a little louder later.
Kind of looks like one.
Throughout the taverns of Azeroth,
Warcraft at
tall
Vegas.
tales of adventure are retold through the whimsical and clever card play of Hearthstone. Yeah.
And we're bringing it to Xbox.
I like to imagine humans and orcs getting together, showing off their collections, and boasting of their deeds. But in the basements of those same taverns, they're playing a new game, Warcraft Rumble. Yeah. Me
The
too.
Amiibos.
Which puts the battlefields and dungeons of Azeroth in the palm of your hand.
Galen goes, that's a nerd
And
mob boss
finally-
if I've ever seen one.
World of Warcraft. WoW immerses us.
He's Pesci's
into Azeroth,
cousin, the accountant.
where we are the champions,
You
fighting
come here,
alongside each
you
other.
tried to take my
in
World of
shared
Warcraft
adventure.
away.
Almost 20 years ago, WoW revolutionized online communities and reimagined the enduring entertainment of massively multiplayer gaming.
Massively.
The very first BlizzCon was introduced our first expansion. So it's only fitting that we're here today to lay the foundation for WoW's future.
What is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Azeroth is a home we can always escape to. A home that is always waiting for us. Together, we build this universe. Our teams craft the worlds and the adventures, but it is all of you who bring it to life. You are the heartbeat of the brand new adventures that are about to unfold. From all of us on the Warcraft teams here at Blizzard Entertainment, thank you.
Please welcome from Hearthstone, lead designer Cora Georgiou.
What do you call me?
Hello, BlizzCon.
Hi.
Well, I have a pretty good view from up here. It's really nice to see you all.
I don't.
We are thrilled to soon be celebrating Hearthstone's 10th anniversary. I know, I'm getting old. It's a decade of telling tales around Azeroth with all of you. Whether you aspire to climb the ladder to legend, enjoy brawling with friends in the Battlegrounds, or maybe you've just listened to the 10-hour version of the Saviors of Uldum theme song. Thank you all for being a part of our bustling tavern. We invite players both old and new to join us for our 10th anniversary next March. But we have so much to enjoy before then, so let's talk about what's happening right now in Hearthstone and in Battlegrounds. We're setting the stage for a standoff in Hearthstone's upcoming expansion, Showdown in the Badlands, which takes place in Azeroth's Wild West. Two strangers will cross paths, an outlaw and a lone ranger. Though they may not know it now, Together, they are destined for a grand adventure.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I was all alone. Trying my best to do some good out there. But it didn't take long to realize that, with the right friends, everything would change.
Step aside.
Ah!
You don't know who you're messing with.
They knew the townsfolk were up to something sinister.
Let's move!
Right behind you! And it was like a powder keg, waiting to explode.
We did it! No.
Oh, nuts. As it turned out, I had the right backup waiting for me. Just when I needed it.
Let's do this.
You got it, partner.
I didn't intentionally pursue leadership.
I'm gonna punch ya!
Candle mud slider.
Sleeping like a rock.
Let's show these fine folks some Badlands hospitality.
Well, looking for a standoff? Careful, it's against me.
Showdown in the Badlands.
That's
Yeah,
right.
the only card game I'm playing is
Our
Marvel
beloved
Snap,
Reno Jackson and Elise Starseeker are getting an origin tale. They'll work together to save the Badlands from the Blood Rock Town's nefarious mining operation. Singleton decks are returning with cards like Reno Lone Ranger, Hearthstone's first ever neutral hero card. We'll talk more about him at the What's Next panel later today, where we'll also be revealing a motherload of exciting new cards.
I'll give you a mother.
You can get your hands on them and more when Showdown in the Badlands releases on November 14th. Now, I know you may be thinking, a new expansion. That's a lot of new cards, on top of 5 sets that are already in the standard rotation. And if you're a new player or you're coming back after a break, that can be a little overwhelming. So we have been hard at work to make it easier than ever to join us. We're excited to announce ketchup packs.
Ketchup packs. I love ketchup packs. I love mustard
These
packs
are
too.
game-changing for getting your collection.
Yeah, you can buy them for $50. Here
Does
you go.
it come with French fries? I want
Instead of the typical
fries with my
5
ketchup
cards
packs.
you'd find in a regular Hearthstone card pack, you can get up to 50 cards from a single ketchup pack.
What if I just want ketchup?
Is this, are we talking times here, or are we talking
will
something
all
else?
be from within the last 2 years, ready to play and constructed. All of our players
You talk
are
about
going
fries,
to get
now I
ketchup
want
packs
waffle
to open
fries
once you log in. And
from,
for all of you
Chick-fil-A.
here at BlizzCon in person,
Is it
or
Whataburger
those of you at
ketchup?
home who purchased either BlizzCon collection, we're also gifting you a few more packs.
People gotta eat.
Ooh,
I just
more,
need like
more
$5.
ketchup packs. Let's go. Hey,
For anyone who's been away for
is
a while,
Hearthstone on mobile
all
or
of
is it
these
just on
packs
PC?
can
It's
add
mobile
up
and PC.
to
Okay.
hundreds of cards. We'll also
Yeah, you
be
might like
adding
it, babe.
quite a
You
few
like
of
Marvel
them
Snap,
into
so
pre-purchase
you probably like this,
bundles for Showdown in the Badlands.
This is totally different.
We
from
hope to see all of you getting some amazing cards
Kind of.
and filling
I
in
mean,
or beginning
it
your Hearthstone
plays
collection
differently, but it's still a card
on
battle game.
November 14th. All right. I feel like we might have some Battlegrounds fans out here. Yeah. So you might remember then that the last time we were all together at BlizzCon, we unveiled Battlegrounds.
Yeah.
What started as an experiment became a huge part of
Silence
the game
from the crowd.
and a fun way
Yeah.
to play in the tavern. But playing together is what inspired the new mode we're debuting here today. Queuing up as a party for a lobby is great, but ultimately, you play against each other. What if you could actually play teamed up alongside each other? Sounds fun, doesn't it? We're pleased to announce a truly cooperative way to play. Battlegrounds Duos.
Oh my God, groundbreaking.
With a shared health pool, team combat, and sending cards back and forth between teammates. Now you can fight with your friends instead of against them. We were inspired by the Battleground community's creativity, finding ways to team up and help each other achieve top 4. So now we're setting an official table for you and your partner to take the crown together. For those of you here in person, grab a friend or make a new one, because you can try Battlegrounds Duos here at BlizzCon right now at the Hearthstone demo area. We're planning to launch this new way to play for everyone early next year, and you can learn more later today and see the new heroes and minions that make teamwork so fun in Battlegrounds. It makes the dream work. We love teamwork. If you're tuning in at home, please make sure to join us at the What's Next panel. And if you're here with us at BlizzCon, you can also join me and other members of the Hearthstone team in the tavern. For you worthy opponents out there, come duel a dev and challenge the Hearthstone team. Or, if you want to catch up after 4 years away, pull up a chair by the hearth. We'll see you in the tavern.
With it being on PC and mobile, can PC players play against mobile players, or is it like you're only playing against PC? And okay, so I'm assuming you could probably team up a PC person and a mobile person, kind of.
Hearthstone is free, but there's a lot of card packs that you won't put in your face trying to buy.
That was so funny.
Please welcome, from Warcraft Rumble, executive producer, Vic Sarath.
You gotta love Anixia. She didn't even use a deep breath there. Hello, BlizzCon! Last year, the team and I announced we were working on a brand new Warcraft game. A way to bring Warcraft with you wherever you are and wherever you go.
Yeah,
As
Fifth
you
Horseman,
just
this
saw,
is their new mobile
We've
game.
had a ton of fun and poured a lot of love into making this game. Warcraft Rumble is an action strategy game with a deep PvE campaign, a dynamic PvP mode, and so much more. It's a game filled with familiar faces. You'll mix and match miniature versions of characters from the Warcraft universe to make your very own army as you take on opponents all over Azeroth. So, if you've ever wanted to see Jaina command an army of Murlocs, or Grom lead a horde of angry chickens, apparently, this is your opportunity. By combining leaders, troops, and spells from 5 families, Alliance, Horde, Beasts, Undead, and my personal favorite, Blackrock, you'll battle your way through maps inspired by some very familiar locations. You'll fight to control resources, capture towers, and eventually defeat the boss or player at the other end. Speaking of bosses, each one has their own unique mechanics, so you'll have to adapt your strategies to the threats you'll face as you battle through the campaign and beyond. Our goal was to give you everything you love about Warcraft, reimagined with a big dose of what our team calls joyful chaos. When we set out to make this game, we wanted to offer a variety of challenges no matter how you choose to play it, whether it's for 5 minutes at a time or hours on end. And that was something we especially focused on during the beta, to make sure you have something fun to do every time you open up the game. And for those of you that played the beta and gave us your feedback, thank you so much. It's because of your support and the hard work of our team that we feel we got something really, really special on our hands. Now, let's take a look at the result.
Like Gears Tactics.
I don't know what I need to try it.
Or not Gears Tactics. Whatever, like Gears Pop.
Gears
is that
Pop.
What
Yeah.
You know, I gotta admit, it's pretty cool watching that video and just thinking about how far we've come since last year. At this point, we just can't wait for all of you to hop in and play.
It's like a tower defense.
And I mean, we literally can't wait. That's why we've made Warcraft Rumble available to download and play right now.
It was available yesterday.
This is such a huge moment for us, and we're so all excited to have you join us. And for those of you in the audience with me today, let's bring down the Wi-Fi together. You know I'm kidding, right? Please don't bring down the Wi-Fi. I'm in a lot of trouble once I get off of here.
Oh my God, that extra little laugh.
So we just have a deep love for strategy games.
The little extra one
to
was.
enjoy here. We've got a huge campaign with over 70 bosses. And for those of you looking for an especially unique challenge, we even have a heroic campaign with an extra layer of difficulty that we cooked up ourselves.
What? Extra?
We've got maps with verticality, capture points, resources, traps, and all kinds of other contraptions. Each map was lovingly handcrafted by our team and is its own unique puzzle. But how you choose to solve that puzzle is completely up to you. And when you're in the mood for a solo dungeon, we've got you covered there as well. Dungeons in Warcraft Rumble are intense, 3-mission gauntlets through places like Normagon and the Dead Mines, where you equip your armies with game-changing relics until your run is over. Or jump into PvP.
Oh my God,
and duke it out with other players on maps inspired by some of the most legendary maps and battlegrounds found in World of Warcraft. You can even join a guild and work together with your friends towards some super special shared rewards. I can only say... Nice.
Nice.
But that's just what we have in the game right now. We have so much more coming. For starters, we're going to be releasing a new mini with each season. And that also starts right now. Season 1 of Warcraft Rumble is live, and the latest addition to our growing roster of minis is none other than the Banshee Queen herself, Sylvanas.
Not including King.
We're also
what are we
working on
looking
even
at, like
more ways for you to play with or
games
against
for
your
the
friends.
mobile app store,
and that includes the
for-
biggest challenge in all of Rumble.
Moving forward for the
Raids.
Game Pass mobile app.
We go Rumble, Hearthstone.
Make sure to join our Warcraft Rumblings panel later today to
You
hear
had the
all
Doom
about
game that
raids
came
and
out
what else
this
we
year,
have in
too.
store for the future of this
So
game.
Bethesda has some stuff, and they have that Elder Scrolls game.
Diablo Immortal.
Yeah.
Now, BlizzCon, before I go, I just wanted to
Oh my
let you
God,
know
this guy can't stop
the
laughing
team and
for
I,
everything
many of
and
whom
after
are here in
everything says.
Anaheim with us right now, we love playing strategy games. And we set out to make a game that harkens back to our RTS roots, where Warcraft began almost 30 years ago. It is really made out of a genuine love for Warcraft by people with deep roots in the universe. No matter how you like to play, there's something for everyone to love in Warcraft Rumble. Thank you so much, BlizzCon. Enjoy the chaos, and we'll see you in game.
Supposedly people are having fun with this game.
Please welcome executive producer, World of Warcraft, Holly Longdale.
Yeah, but World of Warcraft has been fucked over so long, we'll buy anything.
Wow. What's up, BlizzCon?
What up?
Oh, I'm so excited to see you all here. This is fantastic. Well, can you believe we've been playing World of Warcraft for almost 20 years? You know, 2004 was a while ago, right? You know, some of us, we waited in those lines for those midnight releases and got our discs. Yeah! And we raced home to install those WoW discs one by one. Across nearly 2 decades, players all over the world have taken part in the stories of Jaina, Sylvanas, Arthas, and Thrall, and of course, so many others. And together, we've jumped through the portal into Outland. We sailed off into Northrend, and we watched Sargeras stab the world with that sword. During that time, gaming has changed, and you have changed, and so have we, particularly in the past year. The entire team across both Modern and Classic have embraced their communities. We are truly listening to your voices and taking action. My friends at BlizzCon, now is the perfect time to prepare to close chapters, open new ones, and double down on why we all fell in love with World of Warcraft in the first place. With that in mind, let's get to it. As many of you know, WoW Classic was born out of the community's passion. And of course, most of you know that still drives us today. Like just in August, inspired by our community, we released Classic Hardcore. So in Hardcore, you only get one life. And if you die, you may laugh, you may cry, you may have to replace a keyboard, But you go again. We've loved watching you take on the challenge or die trying. And because the hardcore community has asked, the team is planning to add a new way to play hardcore early next year. And last month in Wrath Classic, we released the Fall of the Lich King patch. And while there's still more to come in Wrath, earlier this year, we looked at your feedback to think about where are we gonna go next. We read through a lot, and I mean a lot of your feedback
Going back to
on
pandas.
social media forums, and we sent out surveys to our players. And here at BlizzCon, we're happy to announce Cataclysm is coming. And it's coming with #changes based on your feedback, just like you'd expect from Classic. So now, let's jump into the Wayback Machine and get a reminder of all things Cataclysm.
Are they just selling the same expansion over again?
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Yeah. With changes. #change.
It's like, we know you played this 15 years ago, so here it is again.
There is no hope, no future. All life is doomed.
Sons and daughters of Gilneas, hold the barricade! Do not give them an inch!
Neltharion, it is time to end this.
All Azeroth shall burn. Everyone succumbs in the end. Deathwing has sundered this world, so that its true lords may return. You dare trespass into my domain? Die! This is my realm. I am Deathwing, the Destroyer, the end of all things. I am the Cataclysm.
Get ready, my friends, because I love the passion, by the way. Get ready, my friends, because the road to Deathwing's destruction is coming in the first half of next year. All right. Now, over the past 4 years of Classic, we've watched you master the vanilla experience, and we've loved it. So much, in fact, that we thought we'd add some unique flavor with a seasonal note and a dash of discovery. Season of Discovery is vanilla WoW with a spicy twist. You're going to discover new secrets as you scour the world and find class-altering abilities. Have you ever wondered what it might be like to be a tanking warlock?
No.
Or take on the role of a mage healer? In Season of Discovery, you can. The season is going to launch with an initial level cap of 25. And when you hit that max level, you'll be met with the brand new level 25 endgame. You'll discover a brand new 10-player Black Fathom Deeps raid with new and reimagined bosses, mechanics, and of course, rewards. Then, after a couple of months, we'll raise the level cap a bit. You'll find even more endgame content, and so it will go. If you're here at BlizzCon, you can play the Black Fathom Deeps raid in the Warcraft Hall. So, if you love Classic or are just a little intrigued about what exactly a Warlock tank can do, go check it out. For all of you watching online, don't worry. You won't have to wait long to play. Because we want you to discover all of the secrets together, there will be no public testing. WoW Classic Season of Discovery launches in a few short weeks on November 30th.
Another
For
first-party
more
thing
information
dropping
on the
this year
Season
for
of
Xbox.
Discovery and Cataclysm, don't miss the Classic panel this afternoon. All right, now it's time to talk to my Dragon Riders in Modern WoW.
So, is there like 3 different WoW games?
Our
and stuff?
team
I don't
remains
understand.
committed to giving
There's
you
WoW,
meaningful
and
game
then there's
updates
WoW
about
Classic.
every 8 weeks with
WoW
more
is the modern
content
one that has all
sprinkled
the
in
like
between.
modernized features and quality
We
of life
really
stuff
want
that
Azeroth
a lot of the
to
WoW
feel
people
alive
don't
and
like.
the home you want
And
to
so
come
they all
back
go
to,
play WoW
no
Classic,
matter
which is
how you
remade
play.
WoW from like 2004.
Our next major update, Guardians of the Dream, is going live in just 5 days.
How long do you think before they, not them, but Activision does something like that with Call of Duty?
Elves, it is finally our time. 1 week later, Season 3 will start with the last raid of the expansion, Emirdrasil, the Dream's Hope. There we will have our final showdown with Ferak and defend our new world tree. But fear not, that's not the end of our time in the Dragon Isles. There's a lot more to come in Dragonflight that will serve as both the epilogue of this story and the bridge to our next one. Like I said earlier, we are evolving. We are changing our approach to this big, beautiful game and how we look ahead to new chapters. BlizzCon, it's time for a new adventure, one that has grown from the very seeds of what captured our hearts when we first set foot in Azeroth. For veteran players, the last 20 years have led us to this. And for those who have yet to join us, now is the time. And who better to talk about the first step in this journey?
Is this a big deal? I'm suspecting.
I'm guessing they're bringing back one of like the original creators.
Then someone who carved the path in the first place. Everyone, please welcome my friend and the executive creative director of the Warcraft universe, Chris Metzen.
What up, BlizzCon? Holy smokes! Horde, where you at?
BlizzCon as one!
He didn't call it the
Holy
horde.
smokes, thank you. Thank you. It is, thank you guys. It has been a long, strange trip to get back to this spot, I tell you that. It has been interesting this past year, being back under the hood of World of Warcraft. It has reminded me of a few things. One, I love Warcraft. Number two, you know what? I really missed this work. And number three, on the real, it feels amazing to be back and part of this Blizzard family again. As Holly said a bit ago, next year is the 20th anniversary of World of Warcraft. I can't even believe it. Whatever. How many of y'all have been playing from the beginning? I love
How do you play a game for 20 years and not move on?
So given that... What was that? Doesn't matter. We started thinking, so what next, right? What expansion hook, what single storyline could possibly match such a historic occasion? We started thinking about, well, I did, the good old days, right? And some of those early mythic ideas that kind of established the background of Warcraft. Started thinking about even some of the newer ideas that have played out more recently, but still in a way feel a little unresolved. And in the mix of all that stuff, in the mix of all those ideas, particular things like, what the hell has Magni actually been babbling about all these years? Was the thing that he came to warn us about in Battle for Azeroth, did it actually play out? Or is there potentially something darker still looming on the horizon? I don't know. Will there eventually be an apocalyptic confrontation between the forces of the light and the void? Talk to me, BlizzCon. I'll tell you what, for nothing, my pally Maine, I'm all in on that kind of thing if it happens. It's gonna happen. And really the big question for all the marbles, what have the Titans actually been doing since the dawn of civilization? What is the real purpose of all of their cute little installations slammed into the side of the planet? Do we know everything we need to know about their real intentions for our world? Just saying. BlizzCon, all of these hooks, and 100 more, 68, carry the 2, a bunch more, all cooking in the pot, started to reveal a storyline. Something epic. How epic? Real epic. A storyline that in almost every way feels like the culmination of the first 20 years of our storytelling. A storyline provided we do our jobs, we do the thing that will vector us into the next 20 years of adventure. BlizzCon. Are you with me, BlizzCon? We call this storyline the Worldsoul Saga. Oh my god. The Worldsoul Saga.
Do you know what
is
this
so
means?
Epic, as we covered. It cannot be
World of Warcraft
contained
2.
within any single expansion. It is built to play out over multiple expansions over the next few years.
In your game,
Come
baby.
on now.
Yeah, they're bound to do better than Bungie, so.
Having said that, we are working on multiple ways to deliver this adventure to you a little faster than you're used to. We're not going to get into it at this BlizzCon, forgive me. But keep your ears peeled. I assure you, we are moving with purpose. And the last thing we really want is for y'all to have your grandkids controlling your mouse and your keyboard trying to wrap this thing up. So, it's coming. Also, given the scale of this monster, we have decided to change it up today. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Instead of just debuting your next expansion all on its lonesome, we have decided to give you a glimpse at your next 3 expansion sets.
Wow. 3? 3? I've never heard of before.
Does this meet with your approval, BlizzCon?
Remember when Battlefield would come out with expansions, they'd tell you every single one of them for the next year?
My friends,
So
I'm
you
going to
had
warn you,
5
there may
lined
be
up.
mild spoilers ahead. Actually, I'm just kidding. They ain't mild. Buckle up. Are you ready, BlizzCon?
He does hype up the crowd.
The first part of the Worldsoul Saga and your 10th expansion is called World of Warcraft, The War Within.
The War Within.
Yeah.
World of Warcraft.
In this chapter, you will be
Guys, are you
descending
jumping on the
into
War
heart
Within
of
tonight? I
Azeroth
need a level
itself.
70 druid character to carry me through
Exploring
this
new
raid.
subterranean kingdoms and engaging with ancient cultures
Need you to crunch some numbers for me.
and the terrifying Nerubians of Azj-Kahet.
Azj-Kahet. Let's go.
Not the Nerubians. What the fuck?
Hey, since you're a Nerubian character, can you buff my mana? It's really running low right now. I'm using a ranged fire attack on this creature.
You. Yeah, that's you. Will be called to do
All right, chums,
what
let's
you
do this.
always do, which is dispense indiscriminate justice upon all those who got it coming. Talk to me, BlizzCon. The second part of the Worldsoul Saga is called
Oh, here we go.
World of Warcraft Midnight.
Ooh.
Midnight.
In this chapter, you will be returning
turns
the
dark.
next, ready? To the old world.
Warcraft Obsidian.
I hear
to the
Midnight and I
fabled
think of
lands of
Ice-T
Quel'Thalas.
song.
The next expansion is called
There,
Midday.
the forces of the Void have invaded Azeroth, intent
I was thinking
on
breakfast.
snuffing out the light of the Sunwell and plunging the world into darkness and fear. You will not only help reunify the scattered elven tribes of Azeroth, but you will make your stand with the forces of the light and banish the shadow forever.
Until they come back in this 6th expansion.
Of course, BlizzCon, it is Azeroth.
Or New Dawn.
Things may not go to plan. things may just spiral wildly out of control.
Return of the
leading
Nerubians.
us to the third part of the Worldsoul Saga. World of Warcraft, the last Titan.
Dun dun dun! It's about Thanos.
In this chapter, you
Yeah, I
will
mean, you had the
again
War Within,
be
so it's Civil
returning
War.
to the old
You had
world.
Midnight, which
This
is
time to the wintry
just a random
lands of Northrend.
in-between filler, and you have the Last Titan.
Yeah.
And there, at Ulduar, you will bear witness to the return of the Titans to Azeroth. And there, you will uncover a vast conspiracy, one that stretches throughout the history of the world, one that will challenge everything you think you know about the Titans, their intentions, and the true nature of Azeroth itself. In time, my friend, in time. And it's called Silithus. There you go. BlizzCon, my hope, our dear hope, is that you can see when it comes to WoW storytelling, we ain't screwing around. We are playing for all the marbles. We are working to establish a thundering heartbeat for this franchise. Now. Now, BlizzCon. Hearken to me. Always wanted to say that. Thank you. Whether you are a current player, and I'm gonna bet that most of you are, or maybe you jumped off the WoW train a few expansions ago.
Is he doing a voice when he's talking, or is he?
Yeah.
Now is the time to come home.
Now's the time.
Wife, where is my dinner?
Now is the time to pull on your boots, pick up your broadsword or your favorite glowy staff, and get in this fight. Friends, Azeroth needs her defenders now more than ever. Now, in a few moments, we are going to give you a deeper look at the war within. But before we do that, I want to leave you with a little something to chew on. I want to remind you all that sometimes very epic things can begin with small, heartfelt moments. What you're about to see is one of those moments. And with that, BlizzCon, proud defenders of Azeroth, let the Worldsoul Saga begin.
You're here to tell me we don't get to hide.
Not the voice I thought it was.
Is that it?
You needed time. We stayed away. But time by itself heals nothing.
You didn't just come here for me. It's the visions.
That's the best graphics you've seen in a cinematic.
You've seen them.
He's pretty good.
I suspect many.
It looks so real, bro. Like
that's the problem I have with WoW is like you see these amazing cutscenes and then it's the game. It's like a mobile game ad where it's like this is the best game ever, and then you go and play. It's like what the fuck is this?
Raid Shadow Legends.
Someone is calling out from the heart of the world, like a voice from a dream. Something dark is coming, Anduin. The world needs your light again, my son.
I am not that person anymore. I have no light. Not after what I've seen. Not after what I've done.
Not after what you've done. What have you become?
You are not your past.
I was about to say that.
I trust you.
They're getting worse. Look, whatever's coming, I'll stand with you. Of course.
This dude has had more emotions in 30 seconds.
But we were drawn here by the voice. Who is it, Thrall? Who's calling out to us?
I'm not sure yet. But that sword was aimed at someone.
And they missed?
That's a big ass sword.
Worldsoul Saga.
I guess we're not ignoring that sword anymore. I do have to say, though, every time I see that cinematic, and I've seen it many times, it gets me right in my heart. It feels like a new beginning, and it feels like coming home. And we are so excited about where we are going. And now that you've seen or heard the overview for the Worldsoul Saga, let's talk about the war within. As we all gather and explore beneath the surface, we'll find an ancient Nerubian civilization. They will be led by someone we were first introduced to in Legion, Xal'atath, a harbinger of the void. The void brings destruction and darkness that threatens all light in our world. The last time we saw Xal'atath, she promised we would meet again, and it turns out she was right. And while Anduin, Thrall, and others share the same visions emanating from the heart of the world, some are seeing something quite different.
My visions are not the same as the others. No radiance, no song, just the shadow. taunting me from below. The fate of our world rests upon the edge of a knife. And our battle lies deep within.
In the war within, alongside beautiful, unique underground zones, we will have challenging dungeons and raids and some new features too that are built to last. If you like exploring on your own with a couple of friends or family, we have delves. These are a variety of bite-sized experiences for 1 to 5 players that will offer endgame rewards. You may also find in your delve a familiar character who'd be willing to fight alongside you. And if you're like me and you have an obsession with alts, we have war bands. With this feature, you could treat all of your characters like family and share banks, reputations, transmogs, We're also introducing a new layer of customization for your class specs with hero talents. You might want to take your character down the path of a Dark Ranger, let's say, or a Farseer, and more. Also, during your travels underground, you will meet the Earthen Dwarves, and you'll be able to unlock them as our new allied race.
I think he fell asleep.
I mean, who doesn't love a dwarf? The facial hair options are spectacular. There's so much more to talk about, so please join the What Next panel that's coming up right after the opening ceremony right here. What I can tell you, though, is that the call to get into the fight to save our world will ring out when The War Within releases next year. And lastly, I sincerely want to say, we are so excited to begin this new journey with you. And from our hearts to yours, thank you for bringing our world to life. And now, with his own note of thanks, Mike Ibarra.
Thank you to all the teams who presented today. There really is so much to look forward over the next 2 days. And this is only the beginning. I can't wait to walk the halls of all of Anaheim with all of you. It is truly a joy to be here with the Blizzard team and our players. BlizzCon, be great to each other and enjoy the show.
How they're showing for their existing LPs. So we need to give him like one more thing though at the end.
Yeah.
Starcraft coming to Xbox.
Well, that's it.
Not bad, not bad.
BlizzCon 2023 would like to thank our partners.
Was Jez the one that said...
Power your...
I think maybe he knew Phil was going to be there. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because that's pretty big, like, for Phil to show up at that show and make a... and be on stage for that, kind of reinforcing the acquisition and stuff. I got to adjust their screens back. That's my guess as to what that was. Like, I see some people like, oh, Jez like promised stuff. Like, I don't think Jez promised anything.
He just said it would be interesting for Xbox people to watch.
Yeah, and he's right. Like, PlayStation fans ain't gonna be happy seeing Phil Spencer on stage. That's for damn sure too. There was some interesting stuff here. I mean, the Diablo stuff for me was the coolest. You know, the new expansion sounds really cool for that, and
a new mount.
A new mount. For
they just showed it.
Oh, what in Diablo? What are you talking about?
I don't remember anything about a new mount. I just remember I'm talking about the next season.
Yeah,
Sign in to get your content.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess there's like a Diablo thing going on. Anyway, so there was no news about Starcraft yet, which I was hoping for, but you know, we'll have to keep waiting for that. Maybe they'll bring it back. Lots of Warcraft stuff, and like we kind of speculated before the show, the biggest news was the Warcraft stuff, right? With the saga that they have, and then they had spent a lot of time on Hearthstone, and Warcraft Rumble,
Overwatch 2.
Yeah, Overwatch 2.
New hero.
I think my biggest takeaway, guys, is just how fucking big the communities are for these games. Yeah. Like, they're immensely big and passionate for a lot of these games. Like Overwatch 2, even as it started it off, like it seems like really fucking big deal. I mean I know Overwatch.
I think they announced they had like 38 million players for Overwatch 2 or something at one point. So
yeah, and it just keeps growing though, right? It's on a good trend, a good path right now. You played a lot of Overwatch too, Jasper. I've played some, but
I mean, it has its ups and downs. Like I would say it's probably more down right now than it's been in a long time. But
yeah, do you think this
is it as down as Destiny 2? No, I'm just kidding.
No. Oh yeah, it was it. You think this from the Overwatch community, there was stuff here that they wanted to hear? Mauga or whatever his name is.
I mean, it's nice to have a new tank and stuff, but like, I think Overwatch's problems isn't content. It's not like necessarily the multiplayer content they have a problem with. It's more like just the back end stuff that they're doing to the community, like charging arm and legs for skin packs, stuff like that, and also canceling the single player content that was promised years ago. So they've been making those moves that kind of hurt the community. They kind of like did some shit with the Overwatch Esports League that kind of fucked people over. So they're just doing kind of like smaller back end stuff, but it's just building up. So
yeah,
it's not really the game itself.
And now what about what was the next thing they showed? Was
Diablo.
Yeah, Diablo. Diablo's really picked back up with season 2. They have some other kind of smaller events they seem like they're putting in within the seasons and stuff like that. And then they kind of reiterated that the biggest takeaway for me is they don't seem to be changing the plan for the amount of boosts they've given the players. Instead, they're trying to expand player slots and all that kind of stuff to kind of embrace the faster progression in it now, which is pretty awesome. So and then we have the first hint. Now they said super early on. They said they showed us the first glimpse at the expansion. So out of everything here, that's what I care about most, just because I'm a Diablo 4 player, obviously, right? But they said it's a brand new player, never been in Diablo, brand new character, never been in Diablo before. Yeah, never new class. So it's not going to be Witch Doctor. It's not going to be a paladin, right? Or
I mean, honestly though, like I think some of that can be kind of marketing, like PR talk, because like they could just take like a witch doctor and a monk, combine them together, and be like, we got a wonk, and it'd be like, here's your new class or whatever.
But I think like it showed like a Mayan style like pyramid, right? So I'm thinking like it's going to be
like a Mayan priest or something.
Well,
like
I think
that.
it's going to be sort of like a witch doctor character, but they're going to change him up and be more of like
You mentioned Mephisto, right?
Yeah, that was Mephisto's voice like narrating the thing, right? So I think it's going to be like a Mayan style or Aztec style, Incan style, like maybe not witch doctor. What did you call the healers and stuff from them? You know what I mean? But like that kind of class maybe there. You know what I mean? Maybe still has
either that or
poisons and things like that and stuff. You know.
That's what I was thinking. Poisons. Either that, or maybe like some type of like jaguar warrior or something like that.
Oh, that'd be cool. Maybe somebody could shape shift into like cats and stuff, like jungle cats. Yeah, that'd be
kind of
sick.
cool.
Yeah.
What if they had a class where you could transform your character into other classes, like briefly become a necromancer?
That would suck ass. Because I can already play as those classes if I want. Yeah, I would hate that. You're not allowed in the meetings for the game design 3-bit.
Aww.
Yeah. No.
Unless there's like some overlap of some of the powers, like have some of the buffs.
Yeah, that's what I was
thinking. 3-bits over here making
abilities.
fucking Ditto from Pokemon.
Yeah, for me, it's a cop out because they would just have all the same abilities that we can already do. I want new abilities, right? I want new effects. I want like new things, like completely new. Like I want stuff that we're not used to seeing in the game. You know what I mean? So like one of those, I've seen the games do that kind of stuff before, and I'm like, what a fucking lazy idea to like go and just use everybody else's abilities and just mishmash them and put it on this thing, right? So.
Instead of it being fire, they turn it blue, and it's like, look, it's water.
We also I will say like they do some of the best like CG I've ever seen. Like their cutscenes and stuff.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Like
Seems
especially
amazing.
like during Diablo, but just seeing it here too with like I don't know, just all the different games that they showed. It was just really good.
The one animator I think was saying that's part of that team was saying he'd want to do something for Gears or other Xbox IP. Let's see if some of that spreads over or carries over.
That'd be sick. Yeah.
So let's see. We had Diablo. Then there was.
Was it
that? Was that? Did they go right into Warcraft stuff? Okay, so there was Warcraft Rumble. There was Hearthstone, right?
Classic and then regular WoW.
Yeah. So the Hearthstone and Warcraft Rumble stuff, cool. The World of Warcraft stuff seemed to hit well with that community, based on the crowd reaction.
3 different expansions.
Yeah. So
cool.
They got that returning team members, which I think that's probably, a bright spot as far as having somebody from like what's kind of like more of the favorite version or the classic version, somebody from that original team now returning into the, for the new, more modern Warcraft. So we'll see how it pans out, but
yeah. No announcement of anything coming to consoles yet or anything like that. That's something I would have hoped for, but overall it seems like Blizzard's still cooking, man. Like, bring back StarCraft and you're good. No survival game. We know it's something else they're working on. They didn't show that either. So there was no like big new thing here. It's more just like updates on the games that are already out, which is cool. But maybe they're gonna save some of the bigger announcements now for some of the other stuff, right?
Like the non E3.
I doubt that, like with the survival thing, like I doubt Microsoft was able to like pull that away from the show. Like if Bethesda was going to announce, or not Bethesda, if Blizzard was going to announce it here, like they would have announced it. I don't think Microsoft would have pulled that away from saved it. Like so.
Yeah, I'm not saying they
know.
would have necessarily pulled it away either, but like maybe they would already plan on announcing it at a big summer showcase. You know what I mean?
Blizzard, like they usually don't do other, like they do their thing. That's where they announce their shit. Is it their thing?
Yeah,
They
but
don't like
they
save it for.
they had Diablo at the Xbox shows the last couple of years.
Yeah, but if they were announced something, they would have done it here. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Right. For brand new game announcements. Yeah.
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 Unless
Maybe.
it's so early in development, maybe it's one of those things where it's like save it for next BlizzCon. Because in that way they'll have a lot more to show, hands-on stuff, things like that. And then it'd be like, oh, coming out later next year, and then it'll be like, dropping shortly after the non-E3 E3 for 2025, or I guess that would be, 2025. So yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Rizzle in the chat says Odyssey not being announced here tells me it's exclusive.
I was
like
honestly thinking that because I think you would have pissed people off
in that
if you
audience.
announced it here.
I just think it
where-
wasn't ready.
Yeah.
No, I think it's closer to being ready. I just think like if you announce like it to a crowd that primary plays on
But
like
they wouldn't have, if they announced
I
it
don't
here,
know.
they wouldn't have gave you it. They probably wouldn't have gave you a date, and they wouldn't give you a platform. They would just have been like, "This is Odyssey, our new survival MMO. It's coming 2025." They wouldn't have gave you console or dates or anything. They would have just showed you a title card probably.
I just
So like
feel
we would have
like
never known if it was exclusive or not.
but I feel like I don't know if it was exclusive. I don't know if this is the stage to do it on.
Right, but
Yeah.
that's what I agree
Because that
with
would be in the
Reba,
news after that.
Yeah, like that would be
like that would overshadow the 3 expansions of Warcraft. Everyone would just be talking about the one game that was exclusive, and then like, oh well, look, they're taking away. That would literally be the highlight.
Yeah.
Like all the stuff they just showed, it doesn't matter. They'd be like, what about that one game that's exclusive? Like, what about the other? It would just turn into that. So I feel like it was a good decision. I was thinking about that as I was watching it. I was like, maybe this is not the show to do it at. Especially after Phil's like, we're looking to expand to more players and stuff. Except this game, this one's Xbox, PC, and stuff. But hey, it's multiple platforms. Sorry, PlayStation players. Anyways, enjoy the show. Like that, it just wouldn't.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah. So, yeah, nothing huge, but big announcements from the content going forward for those games. So, we'll see more, I guess, in the next 2 days, today and tomorrow, about some of these things.
I guess it's gonna be longer shows talking about.
They're gonna deep dive on more. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what they tell us about Vessels of Hatred, the Diablo 4 expansion, right?
That I honestly feel like they probably won't talk about that more. I think the fireside chat for Diablo is just going to be.
He said though that they're going to talk about the expansion at the show.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if it's going to be, like full, like double the map size, basically the same size we have now, or is it going to be like more so like a region on our current map kind of thing?
Yeah, I'm thinking region.
Yeah. But yeah, pretty interesting stuff on the Diablo side. That's probably the biggest thing I'm looking forward to. But not a bad showcase overall.
I have no interest in World of Warcraft, just being honest. I eventually, if it comes to console, I may dive in. But I'm not really like into that kind of game too much, like MMOs. If they announced a Warcraft RTS, I would have been super excited. The mobile stuff, I'm willing to try it out and see what I like and what I don't like. Hearthstone, I could get back into at some point, but Diablo is the most exciting for me. Overwatch, I like something I'll probably hop back into off and on over the course of the next couple of years, right? But like there was nothing like, oh my god, it's amazing, or to me, because except for potentially the Diablo 4 stuff. But it's so early on, we didn't see enough of it to get super excited about it. Just kind of like a setting, right? For it. But the thing that does intrigue me again is the fact that it's a class we haven't seen before. I'm always a fan of that instead of rehashing and reusing the same classes for all the games. I kind of like them doing new things,
But they usually they kind of steal stuff from other classes to make a new class. They kind of like combine two of them and then be like, this is our new class.
Still, there's at least enough different where they just don't reuse the same class from the last games. You know what I mean? Like, and they do that a lot, and they've done that a lot with Diablo, right? They have some popular classes that they know the fans love, and they want to keep bringing them back. I'm always like, I want new experiences with it, so I kind of like look forward to new things, you know?
Yeah,
So,
I can't even think of a new class like in my brain of, because they kind of have it, all the main classes you can think of, already in the game. So I don't know. We'll see what it ends up being. I am excited for that too, man.
I think the most likely like the setting that they showed is probably an indication, because you would think like the setting would kind of have a meaning towards what the class because it'll probably involve some of the story there as well, you know, with whatever the class is, you know. So but yeah, looking forward to it. It's gonna be good. And hearing Mephisto's voice over is awesome, you know. So anyway, yeah, Diablo 4, play it, guys. It's so good. Season 2 is amazing. If y'all dipped out when season 1 kind of failed, it's a good time to get back in. And also the malignant powers.
Yeah, the special rings are coming.
Yeah, so you'll be able to reuse those for your like
get your malignant tunnels ready.
Yeah, I know. Pong is like, oh man, I should have just made a Necro again, because he loved that ability where it just auto casts the stuff for him. So, shit. All right, well, let's get everybody out of here, guys. Okay, show, nothing crazy. Blizzard is huge, fucking immense, and still crazy that they're part of Xbox. Phil showed his face there, which I also think was kind of bold a little bit, like right at 3 weeks after showing up on stage at the very opening of it. Of this, Mike Ibarra presenting him and him saying that stuff. I think
he got a better reception than I thought he would.
Yeah, do you think the crowd would have been a little silent there? Because it's like it's just PC gamers there. Let's be honest, right?
Yeah.
Everybody in that crowd is just they don't give a shit. Like they're like Xbox, okay, whatever. They're just the World of Warcraft players, like 90% of them. You know what I mean? Like, and like there's. So at the end of the day, like him coming up, but they actually celebrated about the acquisition. Like they cheered. Some of them were quiet. You could tell there was some that were quiet, but like they cheered him coming on, and you know I think they liked what he had to say too. But it's also interesting. Mike Ibarra kind of sounded like saying the same stuff that Phil usually says. You know, players are at the center of everything and all that kind of stuff. You know, so that was.
I think a lot of those players are going to be happy that there's now Microsoft backing, like knowing that Activision was all about Call of Duty, and not that they were getting ignored, but they just weren't really putting as much effort, not really effort, but support to Blizzard. I think that they'll definitely hopefully see a change on that soon.
For sure. All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in to the stream, the co-stream. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And thanks for all the support during the stream as well, guys. Y'all rock. Psycho, if you're there right now still, let everybody know where they can find you.
Thanks for coming out, everybody. It's an amazing time to see what's in the future for Xbox and the ecosystem, and glad to spend it with you guys, and enjoy your Friday, and see you guys tonight. Find me everywhere on social media. See ya.
Yeah, appreciate it, bro. Jasper, what about you, dude?
Defenders of Azeroth. You can check me out at Lord Jasper Twitter, Lord Master Jasper YouTube, all that fun stuff. Monday, Tuesday, and Friday right here on Fun Speculation Network with FunPop, FSP, and Xbox Ultimate, all that fun stuff. And maybe after Xbox Ultimate Night, I'll stream the rest of the Call of Duty campaign if we don't play anything from the family. So that's what I'll be doing. So check that out.
Right on, bro. And what about you, Fuzzy Belvedere?
Oh, just thank you for having me on. Thanks everybody in the chat. Greatly appreciate you guys checking us out. Looking forward to later on tonight, 10 p.m. Xbox Ultimate, and then for Monday, FSP as well. Thanks for taking the time to see us.
Right on, man. Thanks, Fuzz. And 3-Bit. What about you, dude? Where can people find you?
You guys could find me on Twitter at i3bit. Remember, no bugs in games are allowed. None. At all.
Yeah, you should really try harder getting back in that map there, 3-bit. I don't know what you're doing.
It was a skill issue. I really think so. It's like,
yeah, I think so too. I got to get better.
Yeah.
So that's where you guys can find me.
Your job is to get good enough to unbreak the game as you play it. Got to know all the tips and tricks and how to get back in bounds. That's right.
Yeah, I'll work on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, you guys check out the show tonight, Xbox Ultimate Podcast, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll talk a little bit more about what we found out about BlizzCon, Phil's appearance there as well, and also some other news like IGN giving Modern Warfare 3 a 4 out of 10 for the campaign.
A lot of people are.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what I will rate
Xbox
this
tax.
show. I have to think about it.
It's not the Xbox. The Call of Duty community is hating it.
Are you hating it, Jasper?
I don't like the overall mission style. The story is pretty decent if you follow the Modern Warfare reboot story. It's decent.
Yeah,
in my personal take.
But like a 4 out of 10 is like broken game.
Is it though? I mean,
yeah.
4 is below average. Like if I was an indie gamer and I made a game in like 5 seconds and I shipped it in the store, that's a 4.
Like 4 out of 10 is like King Kong Gollum shit.
Yeah.
No, that's like a 2 and a 1.
No,
that's like a 4. Like that's a 1 is like you turn the game on and it's the black screen. I would say like 2 is like similar. 4 is around the games that we used to ship with like movie licenses games that were kind of trashy and terrible and like barely worked. I would say like
I've just seen a lot of like the major Call of Duty people. They've been saying it's like a 5 out of 10. And
I mean, but don't they say that like every year?
No.
Yes, they do. Every Call of Duty that comes out, they're like, "This is the worst." Call of Duty.
Jasper, IGN gave Lord of the Rings Gollum a 4.
Well, I mean that's a different game. You can't compare you're viewing what you have. It's like I don't know.
What's your take? Weird. Vanguard versus this current Call of Duty.
Vanguard got better at the end, but at launch, Vanguard's multiplayer was worse. But Vanguard's campaign the mission style was better than this.
Okay.
Are you saying you don't like the open world of?
That's a lazy design, but also like the linear focus missions, they're super short.
Well, yeah, dude, this is let's all say it. Get Sony off of Activision.
This is what we talked about before, didn't we?
I did not expect anything special out of this game.
But
like
still,
single
like
player,
a 4
multiplayer
is like
where it's at.
a broken, like horrible thing. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Like 4 is unplayable.
You want to say a 6
4
or something,
is
like, or even a 5 is like, but like you're going like to that level. That's another level there, right? Like
it just seems like what the game naturally is. Like I haven't played Modern Warfare like that, but like I just feel like naturally for what Modern Warfare is with the type of the feeling of the guns, the graphics, all that different stuff, just at least puts it like a 6, just naturally.
Yeah, I mean, I mean,
people praise
people
praise Cold War's campaign. They thought that was really good. So it's like it's this game. It's just not hitting with people. Like I mean, people like Call of Duty when they're good. That they're not. It's not like we hate Call of Duty because it's Xbox now. Like I see that going around. It's like this is just a bad Call of Duty in a lot of people's minds. It's
like Kay Asante.
I get you.
IGN game COD Ghost.
A bad Call of Duty should be like a 6 or 7.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Great Call of Duty.
I haven't played it yet, so maybe it is. I just doubt it. Like it could be really bad. I understand. I understand what Jasper is saying, but I just feel like
it's definitely a different take. Like on Call of Duty, like when you play it, you're like, this feels like something that was just kind of thrown on. It doesn't feel like a campaign that you would normally play. It feels completely different.
Like they just sent it in kind of thing.
Yeah. It's like let's build missions in an open world thing that we've made like 6 years ago.
Yeah. Well, that's what we talked about before, man. It's like we warned people this is going to be like a cobbled together like campaign structure to be able to call this a full release game. Like
so they could speed up that contract.
100%. Yep.
Yeah.
Multiplayer is where everyone plays anyway, so it is what it is.
I just never seen IGN like
it is just the campaign review too, for what it's worth, right? So I'll say that like at the end of the day, like
could be horrible, but then the multiplayer is like, oh, okay, this game shines in multiplayer. Well, that's what Call of Duty has always been. No one's like, I need to play that Call of Duty single player game. That is where it's at, you know. Like I always stream the Call of Duty campaign. That's where my bread and butter comes from. Is just showing that campaign.
Yeah, I will say this too. Take. I completely disagree with them. Like in like review sites giving separate reviews for campaigns and multiplayer, because like when you buy,
they always do that with Call of Duty.
I know, but I think it's a dumb idea, because if you think about it, and I'm thinking about this now, you're buying the game as one product, right? What is your value for the dollars spent? You know what I mean? And I always feel like reviews should be justified based on like what you're purchasing.
I will say, Matt,
and it's
I agree with that, but like in the instance with Halo, at least it was a separate game. So then that it makes more sense to review it separately, right?
If it's
like the campaign was, you have to buy the campaign, and then the multiplayer was like
it's still called Halo Infinite though.
It is.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I get that, because there's two different ways to access it. Like you should review Warzone separately from Call of Duty or whatever, right? Like I get that, you know, but this access to Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer is only through buying the game, which you also get the campaign and zombies, right? And I understand that to an extent, but not some games, okay, have like kind of just like little tutorial style, whatever, like short campaign things, and then really fleshed out multiplayer. Some games have like huge campaigns and just little kind of tacked on multiplayer, right? But those games you don't give separate reviews for, the single player and the multiplayer, right? Because if you did, you'd just be like saying it's pointless, whatever. Like and most of the community plays one or the other mode in a lot of those games, right? So it's like I just feel like as a dollar value wise to the consumer, it makes more sense to judge things based on the whole package of what you're paying for, right? Like if you buy a car, you're not gonna like review the car based on one review.
I'm only
for
reviewing
like,
the tires.
Yeah, the tires, and then the other review for the car. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure you could maybe some people could do that stuff, but like I want to
maybe the mindset change over time of like how important multiplayer became in some games. Like to me, it's always been important to have both, like a really good campaign and a really good multiplayer, because some people gravitate towards different things. Like some people gravitate towards a campaign and they will never play multiplayer. Some people, well, most people will play multiplayer, and they might touch the campaign a little bit. So, and it's pretty good to judge it as both. I do agree, but I don't know. Maybe the culture has sort of shifted for reviewers, where they start to see it separately. I don't know.
I mean, there's literally a Call of Duty didn't even have a campaign. You know, K Asante said IGN gave Call of Duty Ghost a 7.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and that was in the Call of Duty community's eyes. That was like the worst, you know, worst one. Unless this is
that was the multiplayer.
Bad.
That multiplayer was bad because how you purchased your weapons. I didn't like that.
That was the first game on Xbox One and PS4. I think, right? And that one was pretty rough.
I haven't played the new one yet, so I'll see.
Yeah, it is what it is. I think IGN is trash site anyway, but it is. Guys, hey, see you tonight. Xbox Ultimate Podcast, 10 p.m. Eastern.
We'll have this conversation again.
Yeah, have a good one. Peace out.
Later.